welcome to Across the Omniverse, a podcast brought to you by Cinema Sangha. My name is Devin Faraci, joining me as he traditionally does.
Actually, my name is Dr. Manhattan, and I'm here to set the record straight.
Oh no, you can do a whole bit the whole episode.
Dr. Manhattan breaks the fourth wall, not you.
If you are listening at home, Derek is wearing a really upsetting looking blue thing over his head, and he has two giant googly eyes pasted to the front of him, and he's wearing a suit. And because of Derek's beard, the shape of his head is really fucked up looking. Really odd. It's I really also, you put your eyes too high. The eyes are so high. It's so upsetting looking. All right, Dr. Manhattan, what do you want to set the record straight about?
I'm not sure. First off, let's discuss this first. Have you recreated yourself from nothing into a living being?
I mean, spiritually, yes. Yes, I have.
No, you haven't. You haven't. I have. It's hard. Do you know how big the jaw's supposed to be? Because I don't.
You got blue gloves on, too.
Do you know how eyes work? Because I don't.
Clearly you do not, yes.
No. I can't figure out a mouth. I've been trying.
Well, what's the record you want to set straight today, Dr. Manhattan?
A lot of things. I just want to talk about my life. There are a lot of things. Look out, I can't see it. There are a lot of things in the book that they get a little wrong.
Yeah, like what?
And, well, first off, Dave Gibbons clearly made me look better than I do.
It's true. He did. He was very kind to you.
He was very kind to me. And in truth, the story itself makes me look better than I am.
No kidding. And,
really? Yes, in many, many ways.
Okay,
and a lot of the different people in the story look different in reality. They're
like
true
what?
Stories.
Like how?
All right. So the guy who kicks everything off, the comedian, he was real. He existed.
Okay.
In my world, he was Bob Hope. He was the problem. So we got rid of him.
Okay.
Adrian got rid of him, and they kind of kicked off things with Rorschach. Rorschach, in reality, actually a very nice guy, as it turns out. He was very nice. He didn't wear a mask that moved. He just held up a Rorschach in front of his face and said, "What do you see?" Okay. And that would confuse the criminals, and then he'd punch them.
Okay, great. Wow.
That's how that worked.
Oh, very interesting. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. Like I said, I can't fully recreate a body. It's hard. It's very hard. Who knows how to, every single aspect of a body comes together? How? Who knows? Who can say? Who can say? I did not want to be called Dr. Manhattan. That was not my choice. I wanted to be called Brooklyn Bomber, but they wouldn't let me. And then I said Brooklyn Blue because I wanted to represent. They wouldn't let me. They said, no, it's got to be something bigger. Dr. Manhattan. Here's the secret. I'm not a doctor. I don't have a doctorate.
John Osterman's not a doctor?
I did not finish grade school. I was a janitor at the laboratory.
What about your dick? Did Dave Gibbons get that right?
He made it much bigger. I don't have one. Again, I don't know how to make half these things. It's amazing I got 5 fingers on each hand and not 12. It's taken a long time. When I first appeared, I would look like crappy AI stuff with 20 fingers on me and stuff.
That's pretty crazy. What are you up to these days, Dr. Manhattan?
I'm just hanging out. I work as a maitre d'.
Okay.
It's nice. It's good. It pays.
Okay.
That's about it. That's all I do.
I feel like Dr. Manhattan, I think one of the things that's most amazing about you is the man that was able to pull this off is that you really are a man who has no limitations. And that means including doing an extended visual gag on a mostly audio podcast. I have to say, very impressed by that. Truly.
Well, first off, I do have limitations. You see it in the stories. I get limited. Right? I have to follow specific paths. I have to do things. I can see the strings, as he says in the book. That's not what I said in the book or in the reality.
What'd you say in reality?
I said, I don't know. I just got to do what it says to do. That's it. What do you want from me? Who do you think I am? A god? No. Am I omnipotent? Yes. Do I remember everything? No.
Well,
it's a problem.
Dr. Manhattan, thank you so much for stopping by and setting the record straight today. I truly appreciate it. Very important. And I look forward to seeing the eyes. I fucking hate the eyes. And I look forward to talking to you again sometime in the future.
Probably not.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Derek Faraci. Can I get a round of applause for Mr. Derek Faraci, who's covering his camera right now, so that he can change out of. Oh, what an incredible! This is, you know what? I just watched Jake Kelly, and this is like Jake Kelly, like the idea of like, who are you? Because you are becoming so many different people. That's incredible. I'm not sure if he has his headphones on, if you can hear me even talking about this. I don't think he can. Anyway, for those of you at home, Derek put a lot of work into that, so let him know that you thought it was amazing. He's like in another room now. I don't even know what's happening. It's total blackness on his side. I hear him talking very far away. And anyway, thank you everybody for listening. Thank you everybody for being here. Here he comes. I hear the return. Here he is. Look, it's Derek Faraci, not to be confused with Dr. Manhattan.
No. Who? What? I just got on.
Yeah, Dr. Manhattan came to visit. It was totally crazy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. How you doing, Derek?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm good. I watched some movies this weekend.
Oh, yeah? What'd you watch?
I watched Running Man.
Okay.
Which I enjoyed. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I had a lot of fun with it. Yeah. I watched Blue Moon, which is
I haven't seen that one.
Amazing. And Ethan Hawke, who's 5'10", is playing a guy who's like 5'5". And the whole movie takes place in one bar. It takes place in Sardi's. And they must have a ditch that Ethan Hawke is walking around in because he's so short. But he's not short enough to be on his knees like Durf. So they must have a fucking ditch. Or they must have like built up the rest of the stage except for wherever he's going to be. Because it's incredible. He's walking around. He's a tiny little guy. And then I watched Jay Kelly.
Oh, that's the Sandler one? Sandler and Clooney?
Clooney and Sandler, yeah.
How was that?
You know what? I don't really know what to make of it. I'm going to tell you the honest to God truth. Yeah, and I can't really talk about it without sort of talking about where it ends up. So I don't think that I want to spoil it per se.
Yeah.
I think it actually goes places that you expect. It's a pretty, but it doesn't take the turns that these kinds of movies normally take. Okay. So, but it is definitely a love story between George Clooney and Adam Sandler. And Adam Sandler's really great.
Oh, yeah?
It's like incredible. Every now and again, Adam Sandler spends most of his time barely getting dressed and showing up on movie sets and farting. And then every now and again, he shows up and he's like, what if I just delivered a great performance right now? And that'll keep everybody satisfied for 9 years. And there it goes. Yeah. Because he fucking kills it in this movie. He's unbelievably good in this movie. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah, big fan of this one, of his performance in this one. Like I said, I'm like, I kind of got to work my way through some of my thoughts about the movie because the movie does set up a lot of like cliche things and then kind of doesn't quite go where you think it's going to go. I mean, in the movie, George Clooney is a famous movie star who decides not to go to the set of his next movie and instead follow his daughter across Europe and just go as himself. So he's just going to take a train and he's going to have his little bit of his entourage, but not a big, and he's just going to be on a train as like the world's biggest movie star. And he realizes he didn't spend enough time with his daughter and stuff like that. And like, so you kind of have an idea, okay, I know what kind of movie this is, you know, it's not quite that movie. And it's really got some really interesting stuff. There's some really interesting flashback stuff where George Clooney walks like through a door into his own past and then watches some young guy playing George Clooney do scenes and stuff like that.
Oh, that's fun. So they didn't do like a de-aging thing? They just have some.
No, I think that they did not quite exactly want to hit that level of expense. But I think also it's smart. I think it's smart because one of the premises of the movie is that as a guy who's been a movie star for, at this point, I think 35 years in the movie, it's like, who am I? Like, who even am I? And so having somebody else play him is pretty interesting choice. So, yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I'm not like against it. I just am not. It's just hard for me to, you know. Anyway, that's that.
Sure.
I've
been watching Task.
How is it? I heard it's good.
It is. It's very good. It's very good.
Yeah.
The Massachusetts accents are wild. They're really going all out.
Yeah.
Which is fun. You know, I enjoy that. But not everybody has the Massachusetts accent.
Yeah, it's kind of weird when they do that, but I guess that's how it is in real life too. Sometimes you go to a place and 5 people have this crazy fucking accent, and then like one guy just talks like a regular person.
Sure. But in this, like, there's brothers, and one of them has it, and the other one doesn't. And they, as far as I know, they grew up together. And
I mean, have you met the Nolan brothers?
They didn't grow up together.
Well, that's a good point. Yeah, but still.
Yeah. But that's why they have different accents. Is because one grew up in America, one grew up in England, and one grew up, in theory, becoming a secret killer agent.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
But it's a little weird every now and again. But it is a good show. It's very interesting. I haven't finished it yet, but I'm enjoying it. That was my weekend. And I watched The Social Network.
Great movie.
I love it. Love it.
Yeah. I want to start this episode after we had some fun. As of right now, it's looking like Rob Reiner may be dead. So I'm still looking at news about this, and it seems pretty clear. 2 people, a man and a woman, were found dead in Rob Reiner's house this afternoon. The man is approximately 78, and Rob Reiner is 78. And the LAFD came first, and then the LAPD came immediately afterwards, robbery homicide, and they have opened a case. They have not announced the actual identity or the circumstances of this. But it does sort of sound an awful lot like Rob Reiner has passed away. And it sounds a little bit like Rob Reiner may have died in foul play. So, very tragic. That is pretty heartbreaking if that's the case.
It's horrific.
Yeah, it's really horrific. I mean, let's hope that this is just somebody who was visiting and Rob Reiner was out of town. Right? Like, although now I'm wishing somebody else is dead. So that's no,
just put it on somebody else.
That's no good. But, yeah, it's kind of not how you imagine Rob Reiner going, if that's the case.
No, not at all. It's getting weird out there.
Yeah, it's getting weird out there. I didn't see Spinal Tap 2. I didn't see it.
I saw that it's now on HBO Max, and I was like, oh, I should watch it. And then I didn't watch it this weekend.
I heard it's not very good.
Yeah?
Yeah, and so now that if Rob Reiner has indeed passed away, do I want to wait to watch the movie so that I don't feel bad if I don't like it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, do you have to like it? Like, I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty terrible. So. I really like Rob Reiner, man. I like Rob Reiner a lot.
Yeah, I think he's a very funny guy. He's a very good guy from all accounts.
Yeah, I've met him a couple of times. He's a nice guy. I like many of his movies. I think that his politics are pretty incredible. Obviously, I got to know him first as Meathead on All in the Family. Truly one of the great Polish performances in history. Yeah, I guess we'll find out. By the time people listen to this, they may very well know what the true story is. But as the time that we're recording this is what's happening. This is what's going on. TMZ has not officially said it was Rob Reiner, but
if anyone's gonna know first, it's gonna be them.
No, the TMZ will have the information. Yeah. That's why I'm refreshing.
No, I'm not making a joke.
No, I know. Yeah. That's why I'm refreshing TMZ as we speak. So, very sad. Very sad. Anyway, how's unemployment treating you now?
Great. I don't know. What do you want me to say? I'm trying to find a job.
I don't know. I thought maybe like, well, you know what? I've got adventures going on, and I'm like, you know.
No, it was 5 degrees out today. I'm not leaving the house. Perhaps if I was like unemployed in the summer, I'd be like, I'll go for nice walks and stuff. It's freezing out.
It sucks.
Literally freezing.
I meet my friend
like
Amy for a walk every Sunday morning, and it was pretty cold this morning. It was like 65 degrees this morning, which is pretty unusual. It was in the 80s this week, so 65 was pretty low. So I had to wear a hoodie. I had to wear a hoodie for half the walk. The second half of the walk, I took the hoodie off.
No, you suffered.
I did suffer. I did suffer indeed. I did suffer indeed. Yeah, I know. Anyway, we got any news this week that is not about the tragic fate of Rob Reiner?
Sure. Apple says Pluribus is the most watched show in Apple TV history.
I don't know if that's impressive or not. I guess Ted Lasso is a pretty popular show.
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
I find it hard to believe it's been watched more than Ted Lasso. Just in the fact that Ted Lasso's been out for ages now.
But they may not be counting it in that same way. They may be saying that the highest rated episode of Pluribus had a higher rating than the highest rated episode of Ted Lasso. Okay. They may not be doing that Netflix thing where it's 1 billion minutes watched, like, because that's horseshit, right? So who knows what metric they're using.
I would imagine that anyone that's buying an Apple TV subscription is watching Ted Lasso, because that's the show that was the thing, right? It was like, hey, this is the show to get.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I'm going to take them at their word. I think it's funny if this is the highest, most watched Apple TV Plus show ever, because it is an amazingly great show that could not be less friendly to just casual audiences.
This last week's episode, to explain it to somebody would be like, that sounds extremely boring, and yet
it's fucking gripping.
It was not at all. I was like, whoa, what's going on? What's going to happen? Yeah, it's wild. It's wild.
Yeah, I mean, some people, I've seen people complaining, all this stuff could happen in 10 minutes, and I guess it technically could, but that's not what the thing. This is not plot focused. Plot happens, but this is not plot focused.
No, this is character focused.
Character and procedure focused. That's always been a Vince Gilligan thing. He loves procedure. He loves taking us step by step through an entire process, and that's very much what he's been doing on this show in particular. And this week in particular, with the journey through the Darien Gap, which was, I thought, incredible. Just incredible. They shot that in Spain, by the way.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, I found out. I was curious where they shot that, because it was definitely not New Mexico. New Mexico offers a couple of different shooting options because they have mountains and stuff, but they don't have that. Yeah, they don't have rainforest. So I guess New Mexico doesn't either. I don't know. Sorry, so Spain doesn't either, but I was told they shot in Spain, so I don't know. But yeah, it's a great episode this week. I'm really absolutely loving it. The final minutes of this week's episode, I had told you that spoiler some time ago, if you recall.
I don't.
With her painting?
Yeah, I don't recall you telling me that.
I told you satellite images caught that. Satellite caught what she painted.
Okay.
Because they built so where Carol lives, they built a real little culvert for her. So it's all fake. Everything around there is fake. And fucking some Google Earth satellite went overhead at the end of the episode, Carol paints something in the middle of her roundabout there, and Google Earth satellite had captured an image of it, and somebody was like, wait, this feels like it might be a Pluribus spoiler. Ironically, that's how the Hive would have also seen it, though.
Yes. Yeah, that's how they're watching her.
Yeah, that's how they're watching her. So, yeah, what a great ending, though. Very powerful ending. Really intense.
Very powerful. Yeah. Very powerful.
So,
I really appreciate that for 3 episodes, they did not shorten the answering machine message.
Incredible that they don't.
It made me so happy. And it made me so happy.
She's just gotten so used to it that she automatically puts it on speaker and walks away. It's amazing. I love this show. But the fact that they don't shorten the answering machine message, and sometimes we'll play it 3 or 4 times in a row, is exactly, if that sounds horrific to you, you probably should not be watching Pluribus. But if you kind of okay, how does that work? And you kind of want to see how that flows, because it does flow. It does work. It straight works. Then you should give Pluribus a shot if you're not already watching it. So, well, good. I'm glad. Good for Vince Gilligan. I'm really enjoying this program, and I really am very curious. I guess not a real spoiler, but anybody who watched 2 weeks ago knows that Manousos is coming to find Carol, and I just don't think they're going to get along that well.
Yeah, I can't imagine they will.
Because it seems like they would, because neither one of them accepts the hive. But I think that his acceptance of the hive, his way that I think he is like legitimately cranky. And I think that she is not legitimately cranky. I think that she is somebody who enjoys the misery and the complaining, but I don't think that she is like, I think that the fact that she had, what's her name, the girlfriend, and Manusos, as far as we could tell, had not a human being in his life, tells us some things about these
Although
two
he
different
does
people.
seem to be a fan of Kathy's curse. So he's got that going for him.
Why do you say that?
There's a line that he has that is directly from Kathy's curse.
What line is that?
I don't want to say here because it's a bit
Oh,
of a
is it a spoiler?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow, is it about Brian Collins?
No, but I did instantly when it was said, I was like, oh, I wonder if Brian Collins is watching this.
Wild.
It may just be, I mean, chances are it's just a coincidence.
Right.
But when I heard it, I was like, oh, yeah.
Anyway, so congrats to Vince Gilligan and the whole team, Rhea Seehorn especially, who I think is doing fucking phenomenal work on this program. Just phenomenal work on this program. So, all right, what else we got?
Peter Safran says that the latest cut of Supergirl is under 2 hours, and now the internet is sure that the movie sucks.
I mean, we love under 2 hours. We're all about it.
I got no problem with it. As long as the movie's good, whatever the movie needs to be is the length it should be, is my stance. You know, but
Although
the internet is sure that any movie under 2 hours is
yeah, it's like crazy. There's like this like epic thing that they all want 2.5 hour long movies, and that just I don't want that. I don't like I want two of the movies I watched this weekend were pretty long, man, and like I'm not really convinced Jay Kelly 100% needed to be 2 hours and 15 minutes. I'm just not 100% positive about that. However, Blue Moon comes in at a nice about 90 something minutes. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Running Man also maybe like a little bit long. Maybe did not need to be 212. But yeah.
Yeah, Running Man, there's some stuff you could cut down, I would say. But there you go. We got that going. Paul Bettany says, I think I've got some Avengers duties next year. So it looks like we'll be seeing him in Secret Wars.
I mean, that's not that surprising, right? Because it's actually
or
surprising.
They could be doing Vision Quest reshoots for all we know.
No, he said Avengers duties.
Oh, no, he does say Avengers, yeah.
Yeah, so that was very specific. That's a very specific thing to say. So, I mean, it makes sense that he would be in Secret Wars. I'm surprised he's not in Doomsday, frankly.
I mean, he could be. Maybe they're going to be doing reshoots for Doomsday next year.
Yeah, I mean, I do wonder. I wonder if they don't want to put him in Doomsday because they don't have 100% confidence in scheduling.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? Like, they want to make sure that Vision Quest comes out first. And so if they don't need him for Doomsday, just don't use him for Doomsday because we don't know. Maybe Vision Quest comes out after or something. Like, it gets delayed. Who knows? So
Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense. Brad Pitt is in talks for the Batman 2, and according to Jeff Snyder, Scarlett Johansson she's in talks to play Gilda Gold, who is the wife of Two-Face. So that might give us an idea of who Brad Pitt might be.
Well, here's the deal, though, is that I believe it was debunked that Brad Pitt is in talks for Batman 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I believe it got pretty immediately debunked. I'm going to look it up. I feel like I'm looking it up. I'm doing middle-aged men. Brad Pitt exits talks.
Okay.
So I guess, yeah. Harvey Dent, his wife, and Dr. Arkham are the three new main characters in this. But I don't know that he was ever actually in talks. So the thing is, it's one of these things that became a rumor. And I feel like it may not be. Yeah, no. I mean, the Hollywood Reporter debunked it straight up. Okay. And so I don't know if that means. I think World of Real invented that one. And those guys just lie. Snyder gets things wrong, but he's not lying. But I don't know where this one started. Anyway, he will not be in the Batman 2.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
See, when I read it, I was like, that seems like a weird movie for
he couldn't be Harvey Dent anyway because the three roles were a man and woman in their 40s and a man in his 60s, so he could only be Dr. Arkham.
Yep. Yeah.
So that, I mean, and that's like interesting. It also makes more sense too in terms of like Brad Pitt doesn't want to fucking play Two-Face in future Batman movies. Like, so he plays Dr. Arkham in flashbacks.
Sure.
Right? Like, so, but anyway, what do we think? What stories is Gilda Gold a major part of?
The only ones I can think of are like Two-Face's origin, where he goes from being Harvey Dent into Two-Face, and she's around for that. But I know she's popped up since then, but I can't think of any major storylines that she would be integral to.
Right.
And it's like, I imagine, I find it really hard to believe that they're doing Two-Face.
Well, the thing is that she's a bigger role in Long Halloween, right? That's the thing.
Yeah, but I just don't. I don't buy that they're like, hey, let's do Two-Face, and nobody's gonna be like, hey, you know, that's what Nolan did in his second Batman movie, and they'd be like, ooh, yeah, okay, let's not do Two-Face. Would be my thought process.
Yeah.
Like they seem to be making a choice to try and steer clear from what the last movies were.
No, I get
in
it,
some ways.
but at the same time, I do feel as though Two-Face is a pretty good character, and I'm going to be very frank, is that Nolan barely did Two-Face. Also, putting him in your second movie just feels on brand for the character.
Yeah, it does. Although he was in the
Three.
fourth one?
The third one.
No, the third one with Val Kilmer. Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, so he's in the third one of those. But, like, it's just... Also, I swear to God, Matt Reeves had said that the villain for the Batman 2 is someone who's never been adapted before.
It could be Dr. Arkham.
It could be Dr. Arkham.
Like, it could be, like, the villain could be, like, a story, like... Again, if it's Court of Owls stuff, that would make sense, too, in, like, in terms of the past. Harvey Dent could just be showing up, doing a Billy D. Williams.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's true. Although, like, would you get Scarlett Johansson for, like, a cameo?
What if she's playing Two-Face?
That's possible.
Or what if that's a lie? What if they're saying Gilda Gold because they know that it's going to send the Dorkosphere scrambling, and she's really playing somebody else?
That's very possible.
Right.
Although that came from Snyder.
Yeah, but I'm saying, though, like, somebody fed him that. You know what I mean? Like, he heard that from... Well, that's the code name in-house.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing, is that maybe, like, you use a code name that actually is a character so that you make all speculation drive off the wrong direction completely.
Sure.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. We'll see. We'll see what they do.
I wish he would be playing Duella Dent.
That'd be interesting. Although you'd really have to change it up for the movie.
I know, but then she could team up with Joker's daughter.
Yes, which you'd also have to change up for the movie.
I know.
Unless you did like a weird Lord of the Rings opening where you're like, once in the past there was this stuff going on, by the way. We don't have time to get into that.
You know who the Joker is. He's got a daughter.
So is Two-Face. Kind of. Maybe. It's not very clear. Yeah. Jennifer Lawrence and Josh Hutcherson are returning for Hunger Games: Sunrise on the Reaping.
I haven't read that one, so I don't know if they're in the book.
I have no idea.
It's got to be a framing device.
I would think so, because
there's no other way. Yeah.
Isn't the book about what's his face?
Yeah, no, it's about Haymitch. So
yeah,
it has to be a framing device where they're thinking back, and it's also, I guess, an opportunity. I mean, it's interesting because it's an opportunity to jump a bunch of years ahead, technically, in the Hunger Games post the end of the final Mockingjay or whatever it was. And what?
What if the whole movie is Princess Bride setup, and the deal is like Katniss and whatever Josh Hutcherson's character's name was have a kid, and they got to go to work, and their kid is sick, so Hamish, Woody Harrelson, comes over to take care of him and just tells him his life story.
I feel like he's dead. Isn't he dead?
I don't think so. I don't know.
It would be funny as if the whole framing thing is since PETA is a baker, is the whole thing is it cake or not? And then
there you go.
And then every time he cuts into one that's a cake, it just opens up into like a flashback. Yeah. Or the whole entire.
I think it should be a whole movie is explaining how he turned himself into a rock. in the first movie.
He's a baker.
How does being a baker allow you to turn yourself into a rock?
He's really good at cake decorating. That's the honest to God answer.
Really
That's the honest to God
really
answer.
Good.
Yeah.
He is the original Is It Cake or Not?
I know. Yes, he sure is. Yeah. I'm excited. Good for them. Jennifer Lawrence probably needs a paycheck.
She's doing all right.
She's doing all right, but I think it's really good.
None of her movies are doing all right.
That's the thing. So she probably needs like they're probably paying her a bunch of money to come back, to play backed up the truck to her house. And it's always helpful to be in a movie that hits. You know what I mean? Like, it's always nice to have that. So,
it's definitely, I don't think when these movies, the original Hunger Games movies were coming out, if you said to somebody in like a decade, Josh Hutcherson is going to have better box office returns than Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah, but he just has better box office returns by accident.
Yeah, but he still
not
hasn't.
like anybody's like got to see Five Nights at Freddy's to see that Josh Hutcherson in those movies. Most people don't even know he's in that movie.
Yes, that's true.
So,
but he still has it.
By the way, I saw that movie, and to say that he's in it is in fact being very kind.
You saw the first one or the
first one? So I haven't seen the second one yet. I saw the first one.
Okay.
He's pretty bad in it.
Yeah,
pretty bad. You haven't seen the first one?
No, I'm not gonna watch that. I liked him in Future Man.
The thing is that the thing about Five Nights at Freddy's is that it's like a hard PG-13, which I was not really. I guess I was kind of curious how they were going to work it, because like the Five Nights at Freddy's thing is pretty edgy, frankly, at the end of the day. And it's a pretty hard PG-13. It was. I didn't hate the movie. I didn't hate the movie. There's like more lore than I expected, which I guess there is in the game. The game is like fucking loaded down with lore, and all the kids know all the lore. But I haven't seen the second one yet. I'm not really convinced. I'm like dying to see the second one. I don't remember much. I'm pretty sure Matthew Lillard died in the first one, so I'm kind of curious what he's doing in this one.
I didn't even know he was in the first one.
Oh yeah, he's like the bad guy. Yeah.
Oh.
That's why Quentin Tarantino
hates him. It was a big deal that
he's
in the second one.
That's why Quentin Tarantino hates him so much.
Is because he Five Nights at Freddy's?
He's a bad guy, and it upset Quentin Tarantino. He was such a good bad guy that it upset Tarantino, and he doesn't think he was acting. He thinks he's just a bad person. So that's
he thinks he actually created these killer robots.
Yes, he does. Yes, he's pretty convinced of it.
Yeah.
He's like, this guy.
Like he passed by his child watching the first movie. He was like, "Is this a documentary?" And the kid's like, "Yeah." He's calling up Josh Hutcherson and be like, "How do you take care of these things?" And Josh Hutcherson's like, "What?" So excited that Tarantino's calling him, only to find out he's asking him questions about Five Nights at Freddy's. He's like, "Damn it."
Oh man, but I might go see it. I might go see it this week. Who knows? All right, what's next?
There are 4 different versions of the Avengers Endgame trailer coming out, one a week for 4 weeks with Avatar. So
I think this is a killer idea, by the way.
I think it's very interesting. It definitely would help, in theory, Avatar ticket sales, I guess.
I know. I don't think. So the thing is, I don't know that we're worried about helping Avatar. I don't know what to expect.
That's why I don't really fully understand the idea here.
Well, I think it's like, a little bit of both, right? So like they know that a lot of people are going to go see Avatar. They know that they can probably move some extra tickets weeks 3 and 4 because people might come back to see the Avengers trailer. But also they maybe know that like people go see Avatar over a long period of time, that it's not fully front loaded. And so keeping this sense of excitement in weeks 2, 3, and 4, because you're going to get a different Avengers trailer. I mean, I don't know. I think it's interesting. I think it's super interesting, and I think it's unique, and I kind of love the idea, and I love the idea of trying to do something that gets people into a movie theater. I think that's really pretty terrific.
What makes me most excited about it is the idea that then these 4 trailers can play throughout the year. Instead of seeing the same Avenger trailer 30 times in front of movies, maybe I'll see each one like 4 times instead. You know?
Oh, I don't see trailers, so I don't have that problem.
Yeah.
Because I know how to show up at my movie theater at the right time.
Good for you.
I went to go see, did we talk about me going to see Merrily We Roll Along?
No.
So I went to go see the pro shot of Merrily We Roll Along, which is Stephen Sondheim show that got revived last year on Broadway, won a bunch of Tonys. Jonathan Groff is the star, along with Daniel Radcliffe. they're both amazing, by the way. And Lydia Menendez, who's the female lead, is incredible. But a pro shot is when they shoot a multi-camera version of a Broadway show for archive and for TV and for occasionally putting in a movie theater like this. But it's funny because it played at AMC, but it's not an AMC presentation, so there's no trailers. So you had to show up on time. And it's kind of like that's like you had to know in advance. Like if you know that AMC plays 25 minutes of trailers, you would miss a bunch of the fucking show. So it's kind of fascinating. Amazing. Yeah, I don't think it's in theaters anymore. It's just in theaters for 1 week. It's amazing. And Linklater's making a movie version of it. But the story takes place over 20 years. And he's shooting it over 20 years. And I just don't know that his cast is going to be able to hold the candle to this cast. I mean, like his cast, he's got good people, you know? But like, fuck, man, this cast was unreal.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Do you think Daniel Radcliffe is pissed that Ethan Hawke is playing a guy that's his height?
No, I think Daniel Radcliffe, didn't he win a Tony last year? I think Daniel Radcliffe's probably feeling pretty good. Also, Radcliffe's not old enough to play this guy. The guy in Blue Moon is 47, and he's like a hard 47. And,
all right, he's also 5'5", and Ethan Hawke's not 5'5".
Yeah, but I think that like
it's almost like movie magic can happen.
Yeah, but you know what's funny is that Ethan Hawke is incredible in that, and he's incredible in The Lowdown, and those two characters couldn't be any less. The same.
I mean, he's an amazing actor. He's a really good actor.
Yeah, I hope this is a year that he gets the Oscar nom. Big time. Yeah, I'm kind of ahead on my Oscar viewing right now.
Are you?
I'm feeling pretty good about it. Yeah, I have some movies to catch up on, but I'm not like. This last year, I think this time I was like looking at like the front runners lists, and I was like, nope, never saw any of these. And this year, I'm looking at the front runners list. I'm like, okay, I think I've seen this. I've had maybe like 10 movies to catch up on between now and Oscar, assuming there's not huge surprises. So
yeah, well, we'll see. Netflix is teaming up with Roy Lee and Zach Krager to make Brian Michael Bendis' and Mark Andreyko's graphic novel Torso into a movie.
It's funny because it's a true crime story about the Torso murderer.
Yes.
And
Elliot Ness.
You remember when Howard Stern did The Gay Untouchables?
Yes.
And it was Al Caboner and Elliot P. Ness.
Yes.
Man, those are the days. Al Caboner. That doesn't get funnier than Al Caboner. Like that's as good as it gets.
It's really, yeah.
It's as good as it gets, man. Well, I'm good. I'm glad. I'm excited. That's been in development 100 different times over the last 25 years.
Sure. But hey, Bendis and Draco just keep getting paid for it. So
they sure do. They keep getting paid for it. I feel like Netflix, it feels pretty reasonable that Netflix will actually make it. Because true crime drama is kind of like their bread and butter a lot of time. So like it really does make a lot of sense that they would actually put some fucking weight behind this.
Sure.
I just don't understand why it's not getting made. It can't be that hard to crack. I mean, I don't really maybe they feel like the audience in the theaters was not there. Maybe they felt like they missed their moment in previous development cycles.
Yeah, I mean, I think, it's definitely, it's not hard to crack, but also like, what is the market for it? I think would be the question. When you see like, true crime stuff does a lot better on TV than it does in theaters.
They don't put a lot of true crime shit in theaters anymore.
No, I guess not.
Like not since the big true crime boom, I feel like has there been like a real heavy true crime push. Like what's the last really good true crime movie that was in theaters? Was it Zodiac? I mean, that's a fucking million years ago.
No.
There's got to be something else, right? But I can't think. It feels like it all goes to Netflix. It always goes to Netflix.
Five Nights at Freddy, which is why...
yes, the true crime movie Five Nights at Freddy, correct. Yes. Yeah. Oh, man. All right, what else we got?
I was going to look it up. We got our first quick look at Lanterns in an HBO ad.
Yep.
We saw 11 seconds of Lanterns, including Hal Jordan jumping out of a moving car and leaving Jon Stewart in there to go off the cliff. So we'll see what's going on.
So that we get a look at the Green Lantern ring in that. He puts the Green Lantern ring on the car dashboard. It's got gold on it.
Yep.
I'm not usually this picky, but the thing is, like, the one thing with Green Lanterns is yellow. Like, that's the one thing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I kind of don't understand
not exactly anymore.
I mean, not anymore, but like throughout history, like that has been.
That's like the thing. They're not good with yellow. Yeah.
Like, even if it was silver, I think I wouldn't mind it so much. I understand that you want to put something there to make it look metallic so that it has more feeling of heft. I actually get that. Like, if it's solid green, it's like plastic. There's just no way around it. Or maybe jade if you're lucky. So I get why you want some metal, but it could have been chrome or silver. Gold, man.
I mean, they might do a thing where it's like, because the ring has gold on it, that's why we can be hurt by yellow.
Yeah, but they can't be hurt by
yellow
green.
Impurity. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of how the ring looks. I agree the gold on it is like, what are you doing? But we'll see what happens. Like, I don't like the cracked rock band around it. Like, it just doesn't make. I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of it.
Technically, though, couldn't everybody's ring look different?
Well, Guy Gardner's ring looks different in Superman. So yes, everybody's ring can look different.
So that could just be a representation of Hal.
Sure.
I'm assuming that's Hal's ring, right? He left it up there, or did he take that ring away from John? Right? I don't know.
We'll have to find out.
We'll have to watch the program. I did actually see a guy complaining that Green Lantern's supposed to be white.
I saw that as well.
Yeah. So, boy, oh boy, that's just the same. It's the same guy who was complaining about how Millie Alcock was dressed at a press event, saying, "Why does Supergirl dress like a dude?" And then people found his domestic violence charges.
There you go.
So
it all works.
Yeah, they're like, "Why did you beat your wife?"
Yeah.
Oh man, I just saw the worst tweet about potentially Rob Reiner being dead. This is sad. I'm going to ruin everybody's day with this. You ready for this?
What are you looking at Twitter for?
Because I'm trying to see if Rob Reiner's dead.
Be on Blue Sky.
No, I mean, that's what I meant. It's the same thing. I just say that. I'm not actually watching Twitter, looking at Twitter. It's Blue Sky. Mel Brooks having to bury Rob Reiner is against all laws of nature, and I'm not okay with it. Because he just buried Rob's dad, who was his best friend.
Yeah.
So he buried Carl, and he's burying Rob. Mel is so old. He's burying everybody he knows. It is really horrible. Really.
Amen, Dick Van Dyke.
Yeah, but Dick Van Dyke feels like he's dancing on everybody's graves, though. He's got like a lot of joy. Yeah. Mel Brooks is being elder abused into making Spaceballs too. So I don't, like Josh Gad is like elder abusing Mel Brooks into that. So I don't know. All right, we got any more news?
Yeah, we do. They released 2 excellent Wonder Man ads. I don't know if you watched these.
I didn't. You know what? I looked at your news and I said, I got to watch those, and then I didn't. But I know they had Trevor Slattery talking, right? Is that what these are?
Well, one is Trevor Slattery and what's Wonder Man's real name? I forgot.
Simon Williams.
Simon Williams doing like the thing that Hollywood Reporter does, where it's
actors on actors,
actors on actors. And then as they're talking, all of a sudden somebody comes out with hot wings, and they have to do hot wings. And then somebody comes out with dogs for them to hold, and then they come out with a lie detector. And the whole time, everyone's like, "What is going on? What is all this stuff?" And Trevor Slattery is all for it. He's fine with it. And then the second one is Trevor Slattery on Josh Mankiewicz's podcast.
Okay.
Called Bad Actors, which is about actors who have spent time in prison. and there's a little bit there. Both of them are really well done, really good bits. I highly recommend looking them up. They're very funny. They're very, very funny.
I'm really, I was like, well, I got to watch these. And then I got a little bit hung up on reading PDpedia and as my research for this week, and I forgot about it. So I'm excited. I'm excited about Wonder Man.
I've been really into the marketing for it so far.
Yeah, I'm really excited about Wonder Man.
Yeah. They're not doing a good job marketing it though.
No, the movie they
say that.
No, I don't know that they are or aren't, because they're always really. They're always
these ads came out 2 days ago, and on YouTube they have like 100,000 views.
Oh, that's bad. Okay,
yeah,
that's actually bad. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's actually very.
The second one is 4 days ago, 59,000 views.
Oh.
So they're putting stuff out, but they're not letting anybody know or something. I don't know.
So our Cal Abar, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. What a fucking... He has got such a fascinating current filmography, man. Like, he was the new Morpheus in The Matrix Resurrections.
Yep.
I mean, it's like really... He was Bobby Seale in Trial of Chicago 7, which I liked, nobody else did. I thought he was a great Black Manta.
He was fantastic as Black Manta.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's just like so many interesting parts. It feels like, though, the thing is that I guess he won an Emmy for Watchmen, but none of these parts have like broken him out fully. Do you know what I mean?
No. Yeah.
Like, he's Ambulance. Love Ambulance. He's really good at Ambulance.
Haven't seen it.
Oh, it's so good. It is. Jake Gyllenhaal plays his brother. It's fucking incredible. They're adopted brothers, to be fair, but they don't tell you that for a long time in the movie. And you're like,
I mean, I think you can kind of figure that
out. It's really good. And somebody made the enormous mistake of giving Michael Bay a drone. And it is a movie where the drone is just doing more shit than you can possibly fucking imagine. And it is so excellent. I really fucking liked it a lot. So I recommend it.
In the Cliff Booth show. So he's got
I know. He's got such an interesting career. He's always so good at everything, but he is not broken out. Like, he is not like a star. You know what I mean? Like, he's like a guy that you're excited to see and stuff, but like he's not like carrying anything.
No, he's not. Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah,
so to speak. Yeah. Although, I mean, there's not many of those around anymore.
No, I know, but like, there's enough, and I just think it's really interesting. Like, I don't know, like, he's in Candyman, which is like all of his movies don't quite cross the line into like huge hits. Us is the closest, I would say, right? Aquaman made $1 gazillion, but like nobody came away from that being like, hey, Black Manta.
Yeah. And then personally, Candyman, I did not think was very good.
I mean, I'm okay with Candyman. I didn't love it, but I'm okay with it. I will say, though, that his career was always going to go this way because his first role was in The Get Down, which was an amazing TV show.
Yes.
That only got one season. And is
like half a season, which is
it really fucking sucks, man. Really fucking sucks because it rules so hard, and it's a TV show about the birth of hip hop, and it is just such a fucking unbelievably excellent television program.
Yeah. Still on Netflix, I believe.
I'm sure it's still there. They made it. Yeah, they just did not fucking. It's 11 episodes.
What's his name's on that too, right? Justice Smith.
That's where he started too. Yeah. Yeah. That was his. Shamik Moore, who is Miles Morales, he's in that. It's Jimmy Smits later went on to become famous playing Bail Organa, also on that show. But it's a great show. And speaking of Star Wars, it has the best use of the fucking Imperial March in fucking a hip hop track that I have. It blew me off the couch when they suddenly start fucking doing the Imperial. Oh my God, it's so good. So, yeah.
It's really interesting because the show does not skirt away from the nerd influences of early hip hop, which is pretty fun.
That's the thing, is that you had to be a nerd because it was about record combing, right? So you had to be like fucking hyper focused, and like hyper focused not just like on popular stuff, but like to really get great samples, you had to be aware of all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
That's why every now and again when somebody's like doing like there's videos that are like, did you know what this sample was? And it's like an older hip hop song or whatever, and you're like, holy shit, that's an unbelievably obscure sample. Like that's that, like it's incredible. Like, and you're like, oh wow, like Dr. Dre is really good at that, especially sort of like getting like a guitar riff from some fucking 1967 album that was released by a guy who was an extra on a cop show, you know? And you're like, that fucking guitar riff is unreal. Like, A, how did he listen to this album? And B, he listened to this whole album and said, that guitar riff. And he was right. Like, that guitar riff, that's exactly correct. Like, so.
It's amazing. It's amazing. But there's also a lot of comic book stuff in there, which I enjoy.
There's a lot of comic book stuff in there, yeah. Well, that's the thing, is that a lot of the early hip-hop stuff, they identified very closely with the comic book heroes. They were artists, you know, and that's the thing. So they were graffiti artists, and they love comics because they were kids. Yeah, no, it's a great program. Martial arts.
Comics and martial arts.
Yeah, great fucking program. If you haven't watched it, it's called The Get Down. It's not complete because it was obviously intended to go many more seasons. But you know,
wildly over budget.
Yeah, like no, insanely over budget.
It was right. Baz Luhrmann created it.
Yeah, Baz Luhrmann. Yeah,
and I think like he spent what was supposed to be the full budget for 20 episodes on 11 episodes, and Netflix was like, "We're not giving you any more."
We're not giving you more.
Yeah, that's the end of that, buddy.
Yeah, but it's great. Yeah. So we both highly recommend that one.
Yes, very good show. And then we also have the Street Fighter trailer came out.
Dude, I watched this.
Yep.
I fucking loved it. I gotta tell you.
It took me a moment. It took me a moment before I was like, oh, okay. Like, I already knew they knew what kind of movie they were making. You know, the cast tells you as much. But, like, they were still, like, the first, like, 20 seconds of the trailer, I was like, and I was like, okay, all right. All right, they know, okay.
When Guile shows up, you're like, okay, that's fucking ridiculous.
Not even Guile, just Guile's hair shows up.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. Yeah. I'm like, I'm going to be there. It's probably going to be terrible. By the way, I think that's really important to specify. It looks amazing. It's probably going to be terrible. It seems unlikely to be able to support this tone for an entire picture. Yeah. So I don't have a lot of hope for it in a big way. However, I will say that I was so excited by this trailer, and I was so, you know what, like, just do the characters looking like the characters, man.
Yeah, I agree.
That's it.
I say that all the time.
They just look like the characters. That's it. Like that. Yeah. I hope it makes $1 billion just so other people go, oh, what if they just made our guys look like the characters? Like, what if we didn't have to like redesign these guys? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm also really excited because Orville Peck is in it, and Orville Peck is a gay South African country singer who always wears a string of beads as a mask. He never shows his face. Okay. And I just did not... Like, I figured if he was going to be doing movies, I thought that he would be doing, like, indie, like a lot of indie, like... Because, like, his music is, like, it's very good. It's, like, really emotional and stuff. And then he's like, what if I went and started a Street Fighter fucking movie? What if I started a Street Fighter movie as fucking Vega, since I don't have to show my face if I'm playing Vega, since he's wearing a fucking mask? But yeah, I think that's actually kind of fucking amazing. 50 Cent, man, looks really fucking ludicrous as Balrog. I mean, just ludicrous.
Yeah.
So
Jason Momoa looks crazy too.
How much is Jason Momoa CGI though?
I do not know.
Because I'm looking at the character posters, and he looks pretty CGI to me. I can't really tell how much he really is makeup and stuff. You know, though, my favorite Street Fighter guy visually has always been Dalsim. I can't play him for shit, but I always liked how he looked. You should have known.
Yoga Flame.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you should have known I was going to get into like Hinduism and Buddhism because I was always a Dalsim guy, even though I couldn't play him. I always played like Ken because I could spam those moves. You know what I mean? That's what the point of that character. Those characters, Ken and Ryu, those characters, you can just spam them. Like that's the thing. You don't have to actually know how to play them. But he looks amazing. He looks fucking incredible, man. What if it's good though? What if it's good, and what if Jason Momoa is in the two of the best video game movies of all time?
That would be pretty wild.
Because Minecraft is good. Like, Minecraft's a good movie. Like, it's not like a great movie, but it's fun.
He definitely understood what he was doing in that.
He's 100% on tone.
He's 100% in. I think we discussed this long ago when the movie had come out, that the difference between Momoa and, like, Vin Diesel and The Rock is that Momoa is not afraid to make himself look bad.
Yep.
And that endears him to you. It's the same thing. John Cena does that as well, right? Mm-hmm. Dave Bautista does that as well. Like, no, I'll take the hit. I'll be the goof. I'll be the one who screws up.
Well, it's because there's confidence. That shows confidence. Like when you're a big guy and you're like a big manly man and you can be silly, that's an incredible amount of confidence. And that's the thing. It's like Vin Diesel has no confidence because he cannot be silly. He cannot be allowed to be silly. So,
no. The Rock used to let himself be silly. Not so much anymore. We'll see when he goes back.
But, man, I am all on board, though, for fucking Street Fighter. Just here for it. Absolutely here for it. So
it looks more fun than the Mortal Kombat 2.
I don't know. Mortal Kombat 2 looks pretty great to me as well. I think,
But Mortal Kombat 2 looks fun, but like this looks like so over the top that it's like, all right, I gotta see.
but that's the thing that ends up being the problem is that sometimes when things are this over the top and you don't have really great filmmakers behind it, it just spins out of control.
Sure.
Oh, this is set in 93, it turns out.
Is it?
Yeah, so that's set in the actual time period pretty much. Yeah. But like I liked like that trailer, like some of the action looked really, really good. And I fucking like the beating up the car bit. Like, yeah, fucking
it's
do
funny
it.
that they tossed that in there.
Yeah, I love it, man.
It's like, and that's the end of the trailer. I'm like, all right, they know the audience they're going for. Like, oh, he's gonna beat up the car.
Yeah, I mean, like you can't argue with that. Like that's the thing is that one of the things we talked about a lot, talking about the kinds of things that we discuss on these podcasts, is how often people seem like they're deeply fucking embarrassed of the stuff that they are adapting. And
G.I. Joe movies.
Yeah, exactly. G.I. Joe was very embarrassed of what they're adapting.
The Fox Marvel movies.
Yeah, but this is not embarrassed. I also will say that the director of this directed Bad Trip. Did you see this one?
Which one is that?
It's Eric Andre and Lil Rel.
Oh, yeah, I like that. That was good.
It's technically like a fiction movie, but they keep going places and just doing pranks and stunts. And it's really fun. It's really, really funny. And that actually, on some level, makes me feel a lot more positive about this because it's the same director. And that's a guy who kind of gets it. You know what I mean? You watch that movie, and this is somebody who's like in on the joke and playing with it. And that's probably why Eric Andre's in this, frankly. Although Eric Andre, I think, will probably just do stuff. But he's definitely in this, most likely because of, what's his name?
That guy. Yeah, the director.
Katao Sakurai. I probably fucked that up, so I apologize to everybody. But yeah, I'm psyched. I'm pretty psyched.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'll see it. And then also, we did a special episode for it, but the Supergirl trailer came out. Mm-hmm. So there you go. On the same day as Street Fighter, Street Fighter got buried a little bit by Supergirl.
It's kind of crazy because honestly, the Street Fighter trailer is better.
I don't know about that.
I know that because the Street Fighter trailer.
No, you don't. You don't know that.
I watched both of them, so I do know that.
Yes, but this is a matter of opinion.
No, because the Street Fighter trailer is better because it's more surprising. The Supergirl trailer, I don't feel like there's anything surprising in it. You know what I mean? We all know superhero movies. We know that this is not James Gunn directing, but it's in a James Gunn-led universe. Like, there's elements of it that you look at and you go, okay, I get that. Street Fighter, I don't know that anybody was like, oh, yes, this is going to be a ludicrously accurate adaptation of the game Street Fighter.
No, I'd read about it before, and that's what they kept saying. It was like, this is very, like, game accurate. Like,
yeah, but they always say stuff like that. They always say stuff like that. Like, we're really capturing the game.
Can you believe there's a new He-Man movie coming, and it's the same plot as the last He-Man movie with Dolph Lundgren?
That's the craziest part to me, is that I feel like we've had fucking decades of movies that prove you don't need to do that. Like, Lord of the Rings alone should have killed.
Well, there's one reason why you need to do that.
Why?
It's lower budget. You know, you don't have to have everybody wearing crazy garb. You don't have to have crazy sets. Like, they're just in Los Angeles, which is actually Canada, or maybe Georgia. You know, and then just go with that.
I just hate it. It's funny. I hated that idea for Barbie, but it really worked for Barbie. Yes. I'm not convinced it's going to work here because I don't think that Barbie has always had a connection to the real world because of, you know what I mean? Like, as the movie says, because you play with it in your life.
And the thing is, they're not doing, in Barbie, it wasn't like nobody knows what Barbie is.
Everybody knows Barbie, yeah.
Everybody knows Barbie. So when she comes in and she's like, I'm Barbie, and people are like, what the hell? Like, that all works, right? But like, with He-Man, at least from what it looks like, from what I've heard, the He-Man movies, they just come to Earth.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, directly ripping off Barbie and being like, oh, everybody knows the action figures of He-Man, and now He-Man's walking around.
Do you know what? I just realized Barbie is like actually more Purple Rose of Cairo than it is the original Masters of the Universe movie.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, okay, that's like more like the vibe. Yeah, you're right.
Last Action Hero.
Last Action Hero, yeah.
Although Last Action Hero, the kid goes into that world.
Into that world, yeah. So it's the opposite way around. But I wouldn't even mind if like a kid from Earth went into that's Minecraft. A kid from Earth goes into Minecraft world. Fine, great, like whatever, it's fine. I'm okay with that. But like, I also think you could just do Masters of the Universe just in that universe. I don't think that the landscapes.
I don't see why not.
I don't think the landscapes of He-Man are that exciting.
No, they're not. I mean, Castle Grayskull's real cool looking. But
but you're gonna have to have it anyway. There's no way you don't have Castle Grayskull in this fucking movie, right?
Yeah.
So like, you could just like shoot that shit like on the fucking volume or something. I don't know. Like, I don't really understand why
you shoot that shit out in the desert. It's
out in the desert. Yeah, just make like what they like
what's it called?
Like the Italians used to do. They would just go to Spain and shoot their Star Wars ripoffs in the deserts of Spain. Yes.
Yeah. Or you can go to what's the rocks?
Vasquez Rocks.
Vasquez Rocks, like film it there and stuff. Like, you know, there's ways to do it. But
go up to Vancouver and shoot in the X-Files woods.
Yeah, yeah.
They got some rock quarries and stuff you could go.
They got crazy stuff in there. Yeah.
All right, is that everything?
That's all I got for news.
All right, we got any letters this week?
We do. Charles says, I previously asked you guys who your favorite fighting game character was. Now I got to ask who your favorite video game character is. Characters that originated in other forms of media don't count, so no Spidey and the like.
You go first.
I had an answer for this, and now I'm not sure if it counts.
Go ahead.
Gandhi in Civilization.
I think it does because of the bug. So explain to everybody.
That's why he's my favorite character.
Yeah, explain to everybody what that is.
Gandhi in the game Civilization, Sid Meier's Civilization, the original plan for the game was that since it's Gandhi, he's always going to be peaceful if he's in the world that you're playing, and he'll always be peaceful. India will always be peaceful. But there was a bug that made him extra aggressive, and so he would just declare war all the time, and they just left it. They're like, we'll just leave the bug. It's more fun that way.
It's so great. It's like really amazing. And I have played, my own share of Civilization. And every now and again, when Gandhi comes on screen and says, your civilization is puny, we will crush you.
It's great. It's wonderful.
Fucking amazing. Amazing. I just fucking love it. So my answer is John Marston.
From
Red Dead Redemption. Yeah, I really like John Marston a lot. I like him a lot. I think Red Dead Redemption is like maybe the best video game I've ever played. And the thing is, Red Dead Redemption 2, I can't say is the best video game because I've played it and it is quite clearly fucking astonishing. However, I have never been able to make it any distance into that game because maybe it's because I'm old now, but like I just don't have an hour and a half to ride my horse to one place to the next. I just don't have that time. And it's like really kind of a challenge to me. And every time I go away from that game and then come back to it, I try to play it and then I get killed immediately because I've forgotten the controls because the controls are pretty complicated in that game. And so I've kind of got Red Dead Redemption at where I'm like 20% in and I just never made it any farther than that. I finished Red Dead Redemption 1 and I even finished Undead Nightmare, the zombie expansion pack, which fucking ruled, by the way. But I have not finished Red Dead 2.
Neither have I. Yeah, I finished the first one and never finished Red Dead 2. I don't know if I ever made it very far into Red Dead 2. I have no idea. I have like no idea how long the story goes for.
Well, the thing is, the prologue is very long. The prologue is
forever.
It's very, very long. Yeah, it's very, very long. So, but I mean, like the game's amazing. Like every time I play that game, like part of the problem is that I will wander off and do other stuff. Like that is part of the problem too. I can't advance the story because I'm just not like there. And also because this Red Dead 2 really doesn't quite want you to do Grand Theft Auto in the same way that Red Dead Redemption sort of was okay with. It's much more punishing if you play that way. Yeah. Red Dead 1 was pretty like Grand Theft Auto. You just do what the fuck you like, just run around and kill people. It's fine. But also, I guess it's because there's such a story that like it also feels especially bad in Red Dead 2 when I'm like just killing guys. I'm like, did I just kill a guy that I should not have killed because the story is important for that guy? So I don't know. I mean, I will one day finish it because I keep it installed on my Xbox. Every other game I uninstall so that I can like make room for new games. That one I did not uninstall, so it's always sitting there. And one day I will sit down and I will just fucking go. I will just sit down and go. So
there you go. The one game I keep installed is I keep Rock Band and Civilization Revolutions constantly installed.
Civilization Revolutions is like 200 megs.
Yeah, Civilization Revolutions takes up no space.
Yeah.
And Rock Band I've not played in ages, but I just like, you never know. It's kind of my thought.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Trevor asks, what is your favorite flavor of ice cream?
So I've thought about this one a lot, and I have bad news for Trevor. I don't have an answer. I have two answers. Chocolate chip and coffee chip. Basically, both have chocolate chips in them, but those are my two favorite flavors. Chocolate chip is like fucking especially Haagen-Dazs. Super fucking decadent.
My God, unbeatable. I mean, Haagen-Dazs chocolate chip.
It's like amazing. It's like next level. And I mean, like, if we're going to go to other brands, I really like Fish Food from Ben & Jerry. I love Coffee Buzz from Ben & Jerry. That actually might be the best coffee flavor of ice cream ever. That can be more challenging to find. I think rightfully so, because it should be a controlled substance, because it really will get you high. The sugar, and like you're eating like just fucking coffee beans and shit. Like it's really, it hits you, man. What about you?
Yeah, that's the thing, is it depends on where I'm getting the ice cream from.
Right, that's the thing, right?
Baskin Robbins, Rocky Road, 100%. Great Rocky Road, perfect. If I'm getting Haagen-Dazs, chocolate chip.
Right.
If I'm getting Ben & Jerry's, probably New York Super Fudge Chunk.
Okay.
You know, Carvel, just chocolate soft in a cone.
Yep.
That's it. That's all I need.
Yep.
You know, it really depends on where I'm going and what they have, you know.
Yeah, and I got a lot of really interesting like boutique-y ice cream joints in LA. So I got I got a place called Magpies that does soft serve, but they do really interesting flavors. And they do a really good banana that you can mix with chocolate, and then they have other like random flavors that come and go. I got a place near my house that does like fancy flavors. I hate it. Every single flavor tastes like flavored seltzers taste. Like where somebody just put the thing next to a flavor and said maybe
they considered the flavor.
They considered while they were making it. They considered the flavor, yeah. And it's always like boysenberry tea droppings, and you're like, what? Huh? Like I got any chocolate, man. You got any fucking chocolate? But yeah, chocolate chip, man. That is I could fuck up a pint of chocolate chip.
I can take it right down.
At a moment's notice. Yeah.
Yeah. There is no stopping chocolate chip.
Yeah.
You know, or New York Super Fudge Chunk. Anything that comes in a pint, I'm in trouble with, because I'm gonna just eat that fucking pint. You know, and then be like, oh, eat it all, oh, feel good, and then be like, oh, I wish I had more. So that's how that goes. Sandwich asks, are the Legion of Superheroes as impenetrable as they seem? This is from a distance, but the comics, characters, and stories seem rather complicated, and the 31st century of it all seems weird too. I guess I'm mostly wondering why you guys like it as much as you do. Thanks.
So the thing is, it's not that impenetrable if they did not insist on resetting it again and again and again and again. If they just sort of kept it, it would not be that bad. It would be just slightly sub X-Men level, because there is like a lot of like back and forth romantic and interpersonal shit, but like it's not that crazy. They just keep rebooting it. That's why it's really confusing.
Yeah, there's like 5 different versions of the Legion out there now.
Yeah.
And it's all very confusing, and nobody knows. Like every time DC has rebooted, they've rebooted the Legion, and every time they've rebooted the Legion, they've gotten rid of it after like a year and tried to go back to the original Legion, and it just never works. You know, so they have all these different versions running around, and that makes it confusing. But the basic format of it, hey, it's a bunch of teen superheroes 1,000 years in the future. Very simple. Very easy.
It's even easier.
These teen superheroes are going to have crazy soap opera stories along with superhero stuff.
But it's even easier when you realize that every one of these teen superheroes comes from a different planet, and on their planet they just have the powers of their planet. So it's like there's no origins to worry about. There's none of that shit.
A lot of them are like that.
90% of them are like that. There's a couple that are not. I would say 90% of the Legion.
Lightning Lad, he's not like that.
Yeah, but like there's 200. There's 200 characters in the Legion. So like, I think it's easy to say 90% of them are just people that have powers of their planets. I mean, there's some that aren't, but like, like out of the original trio, only Lightning Lad, and that was because he's the only one that comes from Earth, and so therefore they had to give him some way to get superpowers. But yeah, so it's just teenagers who are inspired by the heroic age of DC, who live in a future that, depending on which version you're watching, is either boring or dangerous, and or reading, and they use this as a way to create a club and do good and make friends and get laid and all the good stuff that you want teenage superheroes to be doing.
Yep. Yeah, it's the concept itself is genius. It's absolutely genius. And if they could just stop trying to reboot it all the time. And also they make the mistake, like when they return, whenever they go back to the original Legion, they're like, but now they're in their 30s. And it's like, well, this fucking sucks. I don't want to see the Legion of Superheroes in their 30s. Mm-hmm. It's boring.
Well, I might. See, the thing is, I might, if they had continued telling the same continuity.
Yes.
I think I would mind
that. They really ran into problems, obviously post-Crisis, where they were like, there's no Superboy. And everyone's like, well, what the hell's the Legion of Superheroes based on that? Because their whole thing was they were inspired by Superboy.
And he came and he was a member in the earlier stories. He was a regular member.
Supergirl was a member. Yeah, so like it causes some problems. But they worked around that. And then they did the 5 years later thing, which kind of confused some people. And then they did a thing where they got cloned and became children. Like they had teen clone versions of themselves. And then 0 Hour happened and they're like restarting from scratch. And they actually did a good job.
A really good job. Yeah, really good job.
They did a really good job. And that lasted for like 5-6 years. And then got canceled. And then they just keep restarting it and trying different things with it. And it never quite connects with people. Like I really liked the Mark Waid restart, where they were essentially a team of teen rebels that were like causing havoc because the world had gotten too boring. I was like, that's fun. That's a fun idea, And I like the Brian Michael Bendis version. I thought was really interesting as well. But they never give any of them much of a chance to go anywhere, and it gets now it's overly confusing because they do stories where like all the different versions of the Legion show up, like they're doing right now with the DC or the DCKO and the stuff with Darkseid.
Well, they're killing them all though.
Yeah, they're starting a new Legion. I think Williamson is writing it, Joshua Williamson, and that's going to be coming soon. So we're going to see how they're going to do that. Are they just going to? Are they starting from scratch, or are they doing another?
They're starting from scratch because at the end of DCKO, that's their soft reboot. Because the nature of the thing is whoever wins gets to make the universe however they want. So it's going to be a soft reboot that's going to help. Once again, every couple of years, DC has to do this. They have to realign their pieces. And this will be a soft reboot of the Legion because they'll have killed off all the rest of the Legions because there's an evil Legion from the Absolute Universe that is going across the multiverse killing other Legions. Now, this is very confusing, frankly. But again, but the thing is that Legion itself is not confusing. It could not be less confusing. The thing with Legion is that there might be a lot of characters. That can be the part that can get. But if it's a good, well-written story, they will let you know who the fuck you're dealing with. And also many of them have names that really let you know what their deal is. The guy's name is Karate Kid. You've got a pretty good sense of what his deal is.
Matter Eater Lad.
Yes, Matter Eater Lad. Triplicate Girl. Yeah, like you and Duo Damsel. Like
the only ones that are like confusing are like Cosmic Boy and Saturn Girl.
Yeah, and
everybody else, their name pretty much tells you what they are.
Timberwolf. He's just like a Wolverine.
But he's a wolf-looking guy. He's
a Wolverine, but most of them is pretty clear from their name what they can do.
Yeah.
Arm Fall Off Boy.
Not hard to figure out.
Yeah, Lightning Lad.
Yeah, Arm Fall Off Boy, Polar Boy.
Yeah.
Pharaoh Lad.
Yeah.
That's kind of clear.
Yeah.
Element Lad.
Bouncing Boy.
Yeah.
That's the other reason why it's so great is that their names and everything is so stupid and it's delightful. And it's really hard to find people who can write that stuff in a way that doesn't feel like they're embarrassed of it in some way. Mark Waid did it, but Mark
Waid did it well. I think Brian Michael Bendis did it well with his run, which did not last. That was only like 12 issues, but they've done good stuff with it. And one thing they used to do that is genius is every year the Legion would change who their leader was, and there would be a vote. And in the comic, the team would vote, but in reality, the readers would vote. You would send in who you wanted, and all of a sudden, like, they would go from like, yeah, Saturn Girl's the leader, to the next time, I guess everybody voted for Bouncing Boy. So Bouncing Boy's now the leader, and we have to work that into the story. Like, and it's amazing. It was great stuff.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah. Is that it for letters?
That's the 3 letters.
All right. Well, where people want their letters answered, where can they send them to?
They can send them to ask.cinema.sanga@gmail.com. In the subject line, put what show you want it for, Across the Omniverse or Bad Batch. And then 1 question per email, please. And at the same time, if you're watching this on YouTube, why not like and subscribe to the channel? If you're not watching this on YouTube, if you're just listening, go to YouTube. Go look up Cinema Sanga and like and subscribe.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. You ready to talk about the penultimate episode of Watchmen?
Sure.
Let's do it. Boy, we had a very long intro this week, by the way.
Yeah.
That's something else. All right, let me stop this. Watchmen, season only, episode 8. A god walks into Abar. So we open in Vietnam. And Dr. Manhattan teleports into Vietnam. We can tell he does because it's a flash of blue light. And he walks down the street. It is Vietnamese Victory Day. And everybody's dressed like Dr. Manhattan. So he's picked the exact right day to show up.
I like that he's cosplaying as Dr. Manhattan doing an interview on TV because he's wearing a suit.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah, and he puts on a Dr. Manhattan mask over his face
because he's worried people recognize him, which I thought was very funny too.
Yeah, it's kind of so. What's really interesting is that they don't show John Osterman's face.
No, they can't.
Why not?
Because there's a moment where he becomes Cal, and since Cal is playing him, is playing him the whole time. You can't show his face because he can't look like that yet.
Well, I'm saying though they could have had somebody else playing the role for some of those shots. It's interesting that they didn't. They just kept him. You know what I mean? Like they didn't insert somebody else to be him. And I think it's actually really smart because everybody else that they're bringing back from the comics has aged a bunch of years. Yeah, but he hasn't.
No.
So he is the one character who would look the same here as he did in 85. And so I think it's kind of really great to just keep that separate in its own weird way. So he sees Angela sitting at a table and he goes up, gets 2 beers from the bar and sits down with her. And he says, hey, we have dinner with me tomorrow night. We have a whole bunch of back and forth between them where he slowly warms her up with his weird Dr. Manhattan charm. And he starts telling her that he's Dr. Manhattan. And he says, he starts doing the whole thing also where he's like, in 6 months, we're doing this. So there's a lot of that happening in this episode. Yeah. I know that's the shit that you hate, right?
No, I don't hate that.
Oh, I thought you hated that in Watchmen.
No.
Okay.
No. I hate that the argument you try to make for it.
Which is what that you hate.
Which is you just ramble on and on like, this is how it really is. And it's like, nobody fucking knows how it really is. That's my point.
So they have this whole discussion, and she asks him, is this a Zeus thing? He doesn't know about Zeus. I actually kind of buy that, frankly.
Well, here's the question. Does he not know about Zeus? Or because in the comic, he does it as well, where sometimes he'll ask questions even though he knows the answer. He does it in this show as well. Is he just doing it because that's how a conversation works? So you need to go back and forth for a good conversation.
This is the problem. This is the part that you hate, which is that later on when she tells him, Dr. Manhattan, or my parents were killed, whatever, he's like,
yeah, and he's surprised. Yes,
yeah. But he's really surprised.
No, but yes, he's really surprised. But what I'm saying is, does he know he knows who Zeus is. He knows what she's referencing, but he says that to keep the conversation moving.
No, I don't think that that's the case.
So you think Dr. Manhattan, omnipotent, doesn't know who Zeus is?
I don't think he's omnipotent that way. I don't think he has all the sum of all human knowledge.
I think he knows who's like. I find it
Well,
hard.
he
to
knows
believe.
who Zeus is, but she says, "Is this like a Zeus thing?" And he's like, "Wait, the Greek god? I don't understand why this would be a Zeus thing." Like, I think that's the thing. I think that he doesn't necessarily, as a STEM guy, my guess is that he's not like crazy knowledgeable about the Greek myths to the point maybe he doesn't know that Zeus liked to come down as a swan in a bull and stuff like that and fuck people. So, I mean, that's very possible. I believe that that's possible. It's not.
I don't know.
It's not implausible, especially because the show goes out of its way to say that his father doesn't believe in God and that he doesn't get raised with that kind of stuff. So you could imagine his dad is also sort of like non-fantasy oriented. Like, why would you care about this God shit? Like these Greek gods? No, don't read that. Read this. This is science. This is real. You know, I think that I buy it. I buy it. I don't think that he does anything just to do it. The thing is, I think that this is the part that you hate, that he is experiencing time in the same way that we experience time when we're reading a comic book, that we see everything happening at once. And so like he's just experiencing it really differently. So like people in the fourth panel might look up at us reading the comic and they see us in whatever time the fourth panel is in, but we're also in the first panel because we're reading the first panel too. And so we're all of these things, like we're all of these things at once. And that's how it is. He is a physical embodiment of this being that exists at every point of time at the exact same time. So all of that stuff's real. He really does fall in love with her at the end of the episode. Like he really does.
Yes.
Even though he's in love with her when he walks in the bar.
Yeah.
So yeah. To me, that's the good shit. That's the good shit. That's the
Tell me about more things I hate. Let me know.
That's the good
so
shit.
you can fill me in on what I hate and what I don't hate.
Okay, you hate Diet Coke, I think, right?
What I hate is every time we talk about Watchmen, it comes with a lecture about how his powers work, as if we haven't figured this out. Everybody knows it's not hard. It's not hard. They explain it in the show.
We just had a conversation about whether or not he asked questions just for the purpose of asking questions, and I was saying why I don't think that's the case. I think he's actually having conversations. Like he's not like
That's
bullshitting.
what asking questions is.
But I don't think he's bullshitting. I don't think that he's like bullshitting. Asking questions is coming from a place of interest. I think he's not like a liar. He's not running around lying about like what he does or doesn't know. Even though he does know it. Like it's a very complicated all things at once thing. Anyway, he says, aren't you on Mars? You've been on Mars for the last 20 years. He goes, no, I've actually been on Europa for the last 20 years.
I made a simulation of myself to hang out on Mars. Why? It's a weird thing
to make people feel better. That's what she says, make people feel better. And also because I think he also has the same reason that Adrian keeps throwing the squids, is that he realizes that his complete absence could be disruptive. Because that was Adrian's argument to him too. Yeah. So I think maybe is like, okay, I get it. Like it is disruptive. If they think I'm on Mars, then you know. So he's on Europa creating life with a wave of his hand. He talks about, and we see how he creates life on Europa, and how he creates man and woman, Adam and Eve, and he actually created Adam and
Phillips.
Eve. Yep, and they teleports a manor house from England to Europa, and she's like, "Why would you fucking do that? Like, give me a break. Like, you could just build it." And he goes, "Yeah, but this place in particular is very special to me." And I was there as a child, and we get a major, I don't want to say retcon, but it's a retcon. Nowhere in the Alan Moore, Dave Gibbons book is it indicated that John was born out of the United States. Nowhere. It's totally invented here. It was invented for before Watchmen. That was the first place that it ever popped up. They might have gotten the idea from that, but it was not from the original story at all. Okay. And I actually...
I always thought he was born in America.
Yeah, me too. And I actually don't know that I like... So I like it thematically. It creates more of a Superman thing, right? Like we're doing more Superman because here he is a refugee from Europe because his father's a Jew and his mother left for an SS guy and they have
Which is exactly what happened to Superman.
Well, you know.
I'm making a joke.
But like it does have more of that. Also making John canonically Jewish also ties him into because he's not canonically Jewish.
No, he's not Jewish. He's not Jewish.
Yeah, I know. His dad, I know the matrilineal thing, but he's raised Jewish. He's Jewish. Reformed Jews.
No, he's not even raised Jewish because his dad does not believe in gods and things.
I guess that's a good point, isn't it? Do you don't think he brought any cultural Judaism with him?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't get the feeling that he did.
That's a good point, actually, that you mention it. I wonder what he would consider. He would probably consider himself nothing. But I think in the comic, the idea that the Superman exists and he's American doesn't carry the same punch and he was born in Germany. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it carries the same punch. And I don't love it. But I like it, again, thematically. I think it really works. Like, I think it's really good, especially tying it into the racism stuff in this story, right? Like, I think that's also a part of it. Like, it all really, really works. But we see that they went to England. This whole section's like a little tortured, I think.
It's a little weird.
It's like a little tortured, right?
Yeah. I mean, I imagine this kind of thing happened.
Do you think so? I don't think so.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if during World War II, there were well-off families that were like, hey, we'll take in refugees from Germany until they can get over to America or whatever. Like,
the thing is that one of the great tragedies of World War II is that it was really tough to get into some of these countries. That was the thing.
Yeah.
This is 36, so it's like the Holocaust is gearing up, but it hasn't really hit.
Yeah, this is early days. This is early days.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not like they're trying to, like, we do know, I can't say how open Great Britain was to refugees, but we know America was not very open to refugees.
No, Great Britain was not wild about it either. None of them were wild about it. Nobody liked the Jews. That's the thing. You got to remember that. Nobody ever liked the Jews.
They've had a rough go.
Yeah. So, by the way, we had a horrific act, as we're talking right now, of anti-Semitic terrorism happen in Australia. So
you're just really trying to make this episode a real downer.
Look, what do you want me to say?
We don't have to bring that up. We're talking about fucking Watchmen.
We're talking about anti-Semitism and racism. I feel like that's something worth noting, that like this is a continuing concern. Yes. So that's why I bring that up. I would think it would be weird to not mention that it was happening literally today, but anyway,
this is a podcast that lives on well past the moment.
It's true, but we did open with a bunch of news, didn't we?
We did.
Thus dating it, setting it in time.
That's true.
John's dad is fixing a watch. He sends John off to get some bread. John's like 9 or something like that. And he wanders around the whole place. He's invisible to all of the staff. And then he wanders into a room because he sees a butterfly bell. And
they're blue. They're blue butterflies.
Blue butterflies, baby. And he goes and hides in a wardrobe because he hears people coming. And he catches 2 people having sex. And John has an apple in his hand that he is so shocked by what he sees, he drops it. And the man comes over, and John runs off before they can get him. They're the lords of the manor. And John and his dad, Hans, are eating dinner. This is the other part. There's something about like them eating around like the big table and stuff like that. These people are like saints, frankly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this scene definitely sets up what would be a great concept for a horror movie when they come walk up and like, can we take your son? And like, that's creepy and weird. Like,
what's funny though, is that's creepy and weird now, but it didn't used to be creepy and weird.
No, it was creepy and weird then.
I don't think
it's just people did not think about it so much, maybe.
No, I don't think it was creepy and weird. I think that the way people behaved, they did not have stranger danger like we have now.
No, they didn't, but they should have, because kids vanished all the time.
Yeah, but like they did, but like I don't know. I don't think
we go to an extreme.
We go to an extreme. That's the thing. You need to be careful.
Back then, the extreme was on the other end, where it was like, fuck it. If there's one less kid to worry about, great.
Yeah, but I think the thing is that if you're staying in these people's house and you're refugees from Germany, they could kill you whenever the fuck they want. So like you know what? Yeah, take the kid. Go talk to him. Like it's fine.
Yeah.
They take him into a little chapel, and they so this scene. Here's the deal. Like, so this scene I think is very tortured. It begins strongly with them trying to explain to John what he saw. And like, it's beautiful. It's not weird. It's not bad. We're trying to create life because our son passed. He would be your age. And even that, like, I'm like, okay, like they see their son in John. And then they start like trying to like convert John to Christianity, kind of like half-heartedly.
Yeah. They give him a big blue Bible with Dave Gibbons art.
And then Dave Gibbons was very funny. I was like, there's no error that this isn't going to be fundamentally not correct.
That's nice. He gets a paycheck.
No, I think it's
on top
great.
of whatever gets paid for the show.
But so they pull out this Bible, and he's like, my dad doesn't believe in this stuff. And the thing is, like, this is where it begins to really clang for me, is that, like, if they're trying to evangelize to this kid, they just go, okay, well, we'll hold the Bible until you get older. You can come back here and get it. And it's like, what? Wait, what? This is the most half-assed attempt to convert somebody I have ever seen in my life.
Well, they're like, because he's like, my dad doesn't believe in it. And Crookshanks is like, well, it's got some really cool stories in it. Do you want to just check it out? And it's like, but if you're trying to convert somebody, they're not stories to you. They're
But also, she's not even saying, well, just take it and enjoy the stories. She's just like, well, we'll hold on to it until you get older and then you come back. She
starts off by saying, like, you'll enjoy these stories. And then she's like, but I'm not going to give it to you.
I'm not going to give it to you. It's such a weird scene, man.
You know what? You know what? Fuck you. How about that,
Such
kid?
a weird scene.
Hey, get out of my house.
And it's so funny because in a show that has been really great at not making things feel prequel-y, even though they were doing prequel stuff, this feels really prequel-y, and this is like, where did John get the idea to make two people? Like, I don't know, Adam and Eve, man, that's fine. Like, everybody knows it. Like, that's just not, like, we don't need a story where John discovers honestly, Adam and Eve.
The easy answer, if you want to be like, okay, they have to be somebody from his past, it's his parents. You could just do that. Hey,
no, I don't think so, because that doesn't feel right to me.
It depends on how you write it.
I guess, but how you've written the previous 7 episodes, it doesn't feel right.
I mean, this doesn't feel right.
Yeah, this doesn't feel right. I mean, like, they could have just made people who are just nice to him. The whole Bible thing is just really bending over backwards. And then also she says, like, go and create something beautiful for me, will you?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that also feels like prequelitis. That feels real prequel shit.
He says at one point, he's like, I didn't know it at the time, but it was giving me the idea to create the thing in Europa.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, what? Come on.
Yeah, no.
Come on.
Yeah, it's a rare whiff for this program that has been, I would say, perfect until now. And it's a minor whiff. Like, it's just whatever. It's a scene. Like, it's not a big deal. It's honestly not a big deal. But it is nonetheless a whiff. And I just kind of did not love this bit. And I don't remember not loving it the first time around, but now I'm rewatching it. I'm like, this really feels, I don't know. He makes Adam and Eve.
I remember it being more interesting the first time around.
Yeah, I think we just didn't know what the fuck was happening, so it was so exciting. Yeah. Adam and Eve, Crookshanks and Phillips are in their image, and he makes them. And he makes them with thoughts and emotions, and in the case of the woman, a tan line.
Yes.
She has a tan line by her butt.
Yep.
It's really funny to me. And Angela's like, did it take you 7 days? He goes, about 90 seconds from beginning to end. And she's like, oh, how typical. A man creates life in less than 2 minutes.
Yep. And he doesn't get it.
She's like, hey, congratulations on your big imagination. He laughs. He's like, oh, 6 months from now, a friend of mine is telling me that I lack imagination. And
this is the moment where I had a thought.
Yeah.
I would say they probably spent a couple of days filming the stuff in the bar, right?
Probably.
All right. The entire time behind Angela is a fat man wearing a Speedo painted blue.
Yeah.
Which means every day he had to sit there getting touch-ups, coming in the morning being painted blue.
You know, it's a TV show. It might have just been one day. The times are much tighter on a TV show, even though
they
TV
are.
Show like
but
this,
a scene like this, and a show like this, I bet they spent a couple of days, at least 2 days.
They might have done 2 days. Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah. That's got to. I mean, it's got to be a weird day for that guy in some ways. But at the same time, he's definitely getting paid more than like the usual extra. So that's pretty good.
I'm actually not convinced that he is, but it could be.
He is. Because he would be. He's getting
featured extra.
I don't know if he's featured because I don't think he's ever in focus or like does anything, but like because he's painted blue, because he's only wearing like underwear, they'd have to pay him more. Please stop.
Yeah, who's texting you? Is there something bad happening?
It's Todd. So I don't know.
Todd, now we're talking about you on the podcast, Todd.
And I can't check because I still have the gloves on. I can't open up because the gloves. It's a whole bodysuit. It's one big piece. So I can't.
That's amazing. God,
Sorry,
what a position.
I'm not responding because we're recording, and also I can't open it.
What a position you put yourself in. It's amazing. So he says, I love you. I've been in love with you from the minute you walked in. And she's like, was there no moment where you realized you were in love with me? And he's like, well, you know, and she's like, I'm having the opposite of that moment. I think you're really fucking terrible. And she's like, you know, Dr. Manhattan glow. That's where he's like, hey, I'm trying to like be low key here. And she gives this whole speech about how she hates Dr. Manhattan because he destroyed this village that made this survivor of the village decide to build a bomb, and the bomb killed her parents. So she blames Dr. Manhattan. And he's like, well, I was just trying to be what people wanted me to be. And they have a really interesting discussion here where it's like, but, do you regret it? He's like, I do regret it. And she's like, well, then why did you do it? Don't you know everything? You know, everything's going to happen. Wouldn't you know that you're going to regret it? And he's like, haven't you done something that you know you're going to regret? Which is a good answer, but is not the actual correct answer for Dr. Manhattan.
No.
He has no choice in the matter.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. Again, it's like there's a comic book. Like, he sees what's happening. He can't change the comic book. Like, that's just the deal. So she says, I can't go out to dinner with you because you're going to be crazy. Today you can walk around because everybody's dressed up for Vietnam Victory Day. But like tomorrow, it'll be crazy. And he goes, you've come up with an elegant solution. I do have a small problem with this bit too, actually, now that I think about it.
What's that?
She says, we'll go out for dinner tomorrow. I have an elegant solution. And she's like, you have it, and you're going to tell me in 2 weeks. And she's like, I won't tell you, otherwise then you won't have it. And so we jump forward 2 weeks, and they're at the morgue because she wants to find a body that has no family that's going to be cremated that he can take the form of so they can get that guy's identity and stuff like that. And so they go through a bunch of guys, and there's one guy that she doesn't show him, and it turns out that it's Calvin Jelani, which is the body that he ends up taking. The problem I have with this is that the next day they must have gone to dinner, and he must have had this face on.
Or a face on.
You think so? You don't think it was this one?
No. Maybe? I don't know. They kind of skip right over it. So
they skip right over it because it seems like the solution is to become somebody else, look like somebody else. And so, I mean, I guess her thing is that she wanted to find somebody who had a life. But like,
well, she says like we need to make sure you have like identification and stuff. So that
I do feel like Dr. Manhattan could make the identification.
He could probably fake that stuff pretty easily. I would think.
Yeah, it seems pretty reasonable to me that you show Dr. Manhattan a passport, he could recreate one. It doesn't seem that difficult. But
he's like, oh, I made my social security number 13 number. Oh, I messed it up.
He turns into Cal. He sounds different because his vocal cords have changed. And he still has the little hydrogen symbol on his forehead, and he takes it off. And she's like, you forgot the symbol. And he goes, I'm going to forget so much more. But that's a conversation for another time.
Yes.
So he also says that they're together for 10 years, but it ends tragically. And next bit here that happens, you know what? If I ever meet somebody at a bar again, I'm using this because he goes, no, I know we're going to be together for 10 years. And I know a lot about you. Like, I know what your favorite song is. And in fact, your favorite song is the next song that's going to play. And then there's like a moment, like with the song, like the record's changing and like this moment of like anticipation, and the song plays and she goes, I never even heard this song. He goes, yes, but now it's your favorite song. And, he's right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because of the emotion of the moment, it does become her favorite song. But it's also a very romantic thing to say, well, now it's your favorite song because it's when you met me. Like, I kind of absolutely love that as a line. Like, John's a lover boy, by the way. I think that's what I like about John, is that he's emotionless, but he's a lover boy.
Here's the thing with John. Dr. Manhattan and Doctor Who are essentially the same character in that they meet people. These people become quickly obsessed with them. And then within a year or so, they are like, I can't fucking stand your weirdness anymore, and get the fuck out of it. And that's what happens to both of them all of the time.
What's actually, this is going to sound like I'm doing a bit here, but I'm not doing a bit here, which is that I'm surprised that Dr. Manhattan hasn't become like an autistic icon. Like, watching this, I got big autistic vibes, and because he doesn't, his ways of showing emotion and stuff are not normal. And he is very specific and particular, and he's very aggravating. Like, that's the thing. And that feels, I think, a thing that might be very familiar to people with autism, who find that the way that they are for some neurotypical people can end up becoming aggravating or difficult. Yeah. That is like one of the problems that many autistic people face in socialization, with more, not severe, but like further up the spectrum. You know what I mean? Like, the way that Mr. Spock has become an autistic icon, I'm like, Dr. Manhattan kind of has that same vibe. And Dr. Manhattan is like smart, cool, he fucks, but he's also super fucking aggravating. He's like always like got his special interests that he's always like focused on. And he ends up kind of alienating people because of the nature of the way that he is. So yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why he hasn't.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, right? Like it just, this episode in particular, it really felt that way to me. And I was like, this, Mr. Spock, the problem with Mr. Spock as an autistic icon is I've never liked it because Spock's deal is, and I understand why he is. Like, I get it. Like, I'm not like saying I don't think people should have it that way. But my understanding of Spock is somebody who is full of constant emotion that he is always pushing down. He is Mr. Spock is a wasp icon. He is the wasp who doesn't want to have any emotions. And they explode every now and again. But he's full of emotions. Spock is fucking roiling with emotions that he's constantly pushing down.
In Star Trek terms, Data is obviously the better.
He's the more autistic character, and he's the character who wants to have more emotions the way that other people on the crew do.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make a difference. Without the emotions, he's still loving, and he's still special, and everyone still loves him. And but yeah, so I think Dr. Manhattan feels very much autistic to me, like autistic coded. And he was created again at a time where I don't think that's anything at all that Alan Moore was thinking about. Like the closest he was thinking was the scientist, the addle brain scientist, which is in and of itself an autistic character.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that was a thought that I had here, especially in this scene in particular, because he's charming. That's the other thing. He knows how to be charming, but he's not a sociopath. Sociopaths can be charming because as part of the sociopathy, but he's just like charming. So, he tells her also that they are having a fight in 6 months, and she's telling him to leave. And then we cut to 6 months later, and they're having sex, and she's like, "Where are you?" He's like, "I'm telling you that that you're gonna make me leave right now." And then he basically just forces the fight. He doesn't force it, but like he like she tries not to fight, but like it's impossible with him.
Disagree.
Yeah,
she forces it.
Well, so the thing is that she
keeps saying we don't have to fight. And he's like, yeah, we do. But if she's, obviously, again, it connects into the Dr. Manhattan thing that this is all predetermined. This is going to happen whatever you do.
Right.
But, like, it's because she keeps pushing that they're going to have a fight, that they have a fight. Their fight is about having a fight, which is kind of funny.
So the thing is, it's the argument clinic from Monty Python, which is that somebody goes into the argument clinic and they go in and they're like, "I'm here to have an argument." And the guy's like, "No, you're not." And he's like, "No, yes, I am." He's like, No, I'm for sure that you're not here to have an argument. And then it turns into an argument because, like, when somebody's insisting that you're not having a fight, you're having a fight. The second somebody says we're not having a fight, you are 100% having a fight. Yeah. And so that's what's like happening here. They're doing the Monty Python argument clinic, which is one of my favorite sketches, by the way. But she gets mad at him, and she basically tells him to fuck off. So he fucks off. He leaves. He teleports himself to Antarctica, and he goes to Karnak, which is Adrian's house in Antarctica. And he finds Adrian in Karnak. He's watching TV. Adrian's very fucking upset. Yes. Because it's 2009 now, and the world's still pretty fucked up. And not only is the world pretty fucked up, but like all of the stuff that he's introduced through humanity, they're kind of not doing. And I got to tell you something, like, again, 2019, this was not like that long ago. And obviously Damon Lindelof is talking about current events in a lot of ways. But in a world where the federal government is like, we're going to make solar power illegal now, I'm like, oh, fuck, man. We're 100% living in the show, man. Like, this sucks. This sucks so bad. Because he's like, I gave them wireless energy, and they're still fucking building nuclear reactors and bombs. And I'm like, you're like, oh, that's what we're doing right now. Like we have unbelievable.
We know how to stop everything we're doing.
Everything. We know how to fix everything, and we're just not going to do it. We're not going to do it. And So he sees that John is there. We finally get a shot of John's hog, and I'm going to say Calvin's got a much bigger hog than John Osterman does. What a fucking salami down this man's pants. Holy macaroni. Do you think that's really his dick?
I was going to say, like, I wondered if they did a fakie. I don't know.
It's always so interesting because it's big. It's a big one.
It's a big one.
Yeah, it's a big one. It is real Willem Dafoe and Antichrist, frighteningly big. Like it is one of those. Like, yeah. So I don't know. I was very deeply impressed, and they frame it really interestingly because it's not like front and center. He's like behind a bunch of stuff, but you could see his dick, and like so you could potentially miss it because of the way that it's framed. It isn't. Like...
I disagree because when he's walking up to Adrian's place, they cut to a side shot and he's walking and it's like in the center going like flopping out. That's when I first noticed. I was like, whoa, that is not a small penis.
I think it's really funny when Adrian turns around and says, "Hey, good to see you again, John." And John goes, "How did you know it was me?" I'm like, he's like so fucking funny. A naked man has just appeared in the middle of my room in Antarctica. Like, I can't, how do you think I guessed, pal? But John's like, I look different. How did you possibly know? I kind of love that level of naivete. I kind of love. Yeah. And I
also like that he calls him out on cultural appropriation.
Yeah, it's really great. He's like, this doesn't fly, man. Maybe back in 85
like,
you could.
Rachel Dolezalding this? What's going on? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was fun.
It is so good. And but that's the clue that Adrian needs to understand why he's doing this. It's like, oh, why are you in this particular form? And he realizes it's a woman. He puts on a suit. Dr. Manhattan puts on a suit. And the suit that Derek was wearing previously, still right now. I guess,
it's the suit he was. No, I'm wearing a hoodie now.
Oh, okay.
It's the suit he was wearing in the comic as well when he goes to do the TV interview.
Yeah, that's right. That's it. And I'll probably to the funeral too, right? He wears that to the.
I would imagine so.
To the comedian's funeral. We have a little bit of good back and forth between Adrian and Dr. Manhattan here, which is like when the last time you saw me, and Dr. Manhattan's like, last time I saw you, you were trying to destroy me. But like, it's funny because I think the performance here is great because there's no anger in it. Like, there's none. Like, it's just, he's just stating a fact.
Yeah, John has no anger in it, and Adrian, what he says is like, ooh, yeah.
It's really good. It's really good. Yeah. So we see that Adrian is, in fact, behind the squid falls. He creates them here. I love this bit where he has, it's so fucking great.
A question.
What's that?
So we see here that he has to manually do the squid falls. Mm-hmm. But the squid falls are still happening, even though he's on Europa. How does that work?
I wonder if...
And he does not have time to plot for this because he does not know that by the end of this conversation with John, he's going to be on Europa.
I wonder if John does it. Like if John set up a thing. I don't know. It's actually a good question. That is a good question because it is pretty like manual. Like he's like plugging things in.
Yeah, he's plugging in little like RGB wires for some reason. And yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question. I actually don't know the answer to that.
For all I know, it gets answered next episode. I just don't remember.
I love the look of it, though.
Oh, it looks great. It's awesome.
It's fucking amazing. He just has this device that directly drops from this one thing into another thing, these squids.
Yeah.
World peace one cephalopod at a time, he says.
Yeah. I love that all of his equipment is still 80s.
Yeah.
Like we see his computer and it's like like an old Mac or like a Lisa or whatever it is. Yeah.
There's this thing that I really love, and this I think speaks to some of the discussion that we've been having about Adrian, which is that Adrian's like bummed out, not just I think that Adrian will be okay if humanity became great after the squid, but humanity just remains the same bunch of idiots it's always been, and nobody knows it's him. So he's not getting any adoration, but he's also not made a difference. Like it's just sort of like he's got nothing out of it. And I think he would have been okay with either one. And your thing is like that he's like just wants the adoration. I think that he would have been okay if the world became perfect.
No, I disagree.
You don't think so, huh?
No, he needs the adoration.
But then why hasn't he in the past
begs for it?
In the past 30 years, why has he not taken over the world then?
Because he doesn't want to run everything.
But he doesn't have to run everything.
If he's going to take over the world, he is going to have to run everything.
Yeah, but I don't think you do actually. I think the guy that takes over the world doesn't actually run everything. I think the guy that takes over the world has the people that run it. It's like his corporation. Although in the comic he is very micromanaging on the corporation. I actually imagine that he would like to actually run everything because the thing is that there's a thing
because he just wants adoration. That's it. He just wants people to be like, you're the smartest, you're the best.
But see, the thing, I think that what you're missing is that in his corporation, he was super micromanaging, like in terms of like the toys, even like he was. Like, we see that, and so I don't think it's just that. I think that there's a certain kind of personality type, which is the whole world would be perfect if everybody just did what I said, and that's Adrian. That's the guy. Like that's his whole deal. The world could be paradise if everybody just did what I said to do, because I know better. So I think that 100% he wants to run everything. He would love to run everything.
But what he doesn't want is if things don't work, then he's the one to blame.
He can never imagine they wouldn't work. That's the thing. I think that he could never imagine a world that he runs would not work. In his head, he would be 10 steps ahead of every problem.
Yeah.
And it would never even occur to him. And he would have a good argument because he did, in fact, pull this whole fucking thing off in the comic, which is like an astonishing thing to pull off, considering that his adversary was God. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But I think if he went to the people and was like, hey, I killed 3 million people, so I should be in charge.
But he wouldn't say that, though. He would just take over. That's the thing. I think he could take over. And I do think that having the fact that he has the president knows that he did this, I think gives him the ability to take over. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it gives him the space to actually run things, whether he wants to do it behind the scenes or if he wants to just step forward as the emperor of humanity. He wants to be the actual next Alexander the Great and actually conquer. Because that's the thing. Alexander the Great wanted to conquer the world. He wanted to bring the whole world together. And the thing about Alexander the Great is that he may have made a positive difference in the course of doing that. So that's the thing that's at the heart of Adrian, that Alexander shit is at the very heart of Adrian. And, I
disagree.
That's his whole identity is that.
His whole identity is that. That doesn't mean that that's what he is.
But that's what he thinks he is at the very least. So I'm saying that there's no reason that he wouldn't conquer the world if he's the guy that you're saying that he is, because Alexander the Great was conquering the world. He would 100% conquer the world.
But what happened to Alexander the Great?
He got sick and died. He didn't get killed.
No,
he didn't.
No, hold on. I didn't say he got killed. He got sick and died at a very young age because he was running around not knowing what he was fucking doing.
No, that's not the case at all. That is not. No,
yes, he died at a very young age.
Yeah, he did. But he got sick and died at a very young age because that's what happened to people back then. And in fact, by the way, here's the deal about Alexander the Great. He may not even have died. So when he died and they had him for funeral services, they realized they had his body out for like a week so people could visit it and stuff, and he had no putrefaction at all. And they were like, this is a proof that he's divine. His body has not even begun to decompose. And modern doctors are like, it's actually possible that he had locked-in syndrome and he did not die, that whatever bug he caught made him unable to move or speak, and that they buried him alive.
Buried him alive?
Yeah.
There you go. So that's a bad way to go, too.
I agree, but that's not because he fucked up. It's because he was living in a time before modern medicine. That's the reason. Yeah. That's what happened to people. They didn't know that if you had to wash your hands after you shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, they just didn't know that stuff. So it's not.
The science isn't fully in on that yet.
That's a good point. But what I'm saying is that Alexander the Great died out of a very weird and tragic way because he did not die in battle. He did not die because he was pushing himself too far. He did not. He just got sick, man. Like, and everybody back then just got sick. And sometimes you live, sometimes you died. You know, and that was the deal.
What I'm saying is Adrian chose his superhero name based on a poem about a man who was great and has been forgotten. That is Adrian's fear, that he will build something great and then it will all collapse and he will be forgotten.
Yeah, no, 100%. That is definitely.
So, the answer is don't do it. That's his answer. Okay, I won't do that then. And that's why he is not taking over everything.
By the way, also, to be very frank, Ozymandias is actually Ramses II, just as a real specific. Alexander the Great is very much his thing, but Ramses II is also a warrior pharaoh who did a lot of conquering as well. So it's like a little bit of both. A lot of his shit, that's why his shit's so Egyptian. Although Alexander the Great,
Like Egypt.
He was Egyptian.
He was in there. Yeah.
Later period though, not like
Yes.
classical. No, I see. The thing is that I find something very interesting with you is that every now and again you see things like, don't do this doesn't make any sense to a guy like that. Of course, do this. That's what he does. He does stuff, and it's always worked for him. Doing stuff has always worked for him.
I disagree. I think don't do this is his binary answer. I do this, things will collapse. I don't do this, things will collapse, but it's not my fault. And so he does not do this.
I don't think that he believes things are going to collapse. That's the whole point, though. That's the whole point. I don't believe he thinks things are going to collapse. If he takes over.
I think if he was a character that did not believe things were going to collapse, he wouldn't call himself Ozymandias. I think he would choose a different name.
I mean, I think that's just a fucking Alan Moore thing, but like,
but Alan Moore. Either Alan Moore spent a lot of time thinking of these characters, or he just gave them random names.
I'm saying I think Alan Moore is telling us something. I'm not convinced that Alan Moore is telling us his thinking per se. I think he's telling us something, because in the comic they have the back matter where he talks about choosing his name, and he talks about being a young boy who's obsessed with Egyptology, and it kind of just comes from that. And so I think that that's Moore's way of letting us potentially know, if you know what this is referencing, I'm talking to you. This is not me telling you. That's what I think anyway. But I do very much believe that Adrian does not believe that he can fuck up. In fact, that's part of why he's so upset in Karnak, is because it didn't work. It worked, but it didn't work in the long run the way that he wanted it to. And he's blaming everybody. Honestly, everybody else is at fault. Humanity is in fact fucking up. So he's right about that. But like, that's the thing. It's just that he's upset that like his shit didn't work. But I think that if he wanted, I just think that he would take over the world if he was that guy. That's just what I think. I really do think that. And anyway, the thing is that Dr. Manhattan tells him, hey, actually, I built a paradise, and it's up there, and I got these people that I built, and the problem with them is that I made them a little too nice, and all they want to do is be nice to me, and I kind of don't want to be there anymore. They live to take care of people, so I need somebody for them to take care of and adore.
This was the funniest moment to me, is that Dr. Manhattan, who can teleport himself right out of there and just be on Earth, when we see him leaving, he's just slowly floating up. Like, almost like he's like, maybe if I move slow enough, they won't notice that I'm leaving.
So the final scene of this episode, I think reinforces that John is a little bit of a drama queen.
Oh, he's definitely drama. Yeah.
Because I mean, he definitely is pointing at each individual's head and blowing it up when he could just do it all.
Oh, he's doing little mini Rorschachs to them.
Yeah, exactly. And then he also stops all those bullets and does like a cute thing with it. Like, he doesn't have to do any of that. He could just he doesn't even need to move his arms to do anything. You know what I mean?
This is one thing that kind of drives me a little crazy in the episode is, and for John, we know why he's not like, I'll just leave. But why is Angela not like, hey, just teleport us out of here? And that takes care of the problem. Hey, you just teleported the kids out of here, teleport us out of here, and then we're away from this problem. That never even comes up. She's like, I'll just go out there and kill all these guys instead. That should come up.
That is kind of Angela's thing, though.
Sure. I mean,
that's
she's
her being, that's her acting in
but,
character, and she's not just a cop, but she's not somebody who gets other people to rescue her.
But it's mainly that she says stay here.
Well, that's the thing, is that she doesn't get other people to rescue her, and she spent 10 years with this guy as a regular dude that she's had to take care of. That's her vibe, man. That's her whole vibe. She's the protector. She's the mama bear. Anyway, Adrian takes John into his office and shows him a box, and he's like, hey, do you know what is in this box?
He goes, have you seen Superman 2?
Well, he goes, you know what's in this box? And John's like excited. He goes, I don't. And like, it's really exciting for him. It's because Adrian has drenched this thing in tachyons, which John cannot see through. And it turns out it's a device. It was plan A. Plan B was to kill John back in the original comic, according to this story. But plan A was to make John forget that he's John, to turn John back into a person. And which I kind of love that. That's like really great. I think that's like really, really great. And that also, by the way, is a point for Adrian, frankly. That his first idea was like, I don't have to kill this guy. I can just make him a person again and take him off the board. I can just take away his powers. And that's,
yeah.
I mean, it's still villain stuff. Villains take away heroes' powers, but it's not like as genocidal maniac villain stuff.
No, but it's definitely, again, it's Superman 2. It's like, I'll just take, like, if I get rid of my powers, then I can hang out with this girl.
But that's on purpose, though. That's like, there's no question about it.
But it's
like,
just funny to me that the plot, a major plot line of this entire series is Superman 2.
But I would say that Dan Luna will probably tell you, yeah, that's definitely Superman 2. Like, we're playing with Superman stuff here, like 100%. Like, which is what was always the case. I mean, again, Alan Moore says the Superman is real and he's American.
Yeah.
So I think it's fun. I think it's great. And I think it's well done, and to the point that I don't think it feels like the show is going, hey, remember Superman 2?
It just makes me wonder if they had done a second season, would they do Superman 3?
So John's pretty excited. Adrian tells him how to use this thing, says it should make you back into a person. And I guess the reason why they went to the kill John plan is because the plan requires you to push this into John's head. And it does seem as though that's probably a pretty challenging thing to do if he doesn't want you to do it.
John needs to agree to it.
Yeah.
The deal.
Yeah, so it seems like it's probably pretty challenging to make that happen. So Adrian's like, you put this in your head, and guess what? You will forget who you are, and you'll be a person again.
I do like that the conversation starts with, like, do you have a brain?
Yes, you have a brain.
Like, what? It's like, do you have a brain? Do you have, like, internal organs? Like, I don't know how you work.
Yeah, it's good.
Which is also why he would not go with that plan, because he's like, I don't even know if he's got a brain for this to do.
Yeah, this would work for somebody with a brain, but like, does he have enough of a brain? Does his brain work the way that his brain used to work, sort of? Yeah, no, it's pretty great. So Cal sends him to Europa, and then he goes to Angela and shows her the ring, and they don't know if it's going to work. And earlier she had been mad at him. She's like, everything I do is a risk with you because, like, my life could be ruined. But for you, you know everything that's going to happen. Nothing's a risk. You're risking nothing. And here he's like, well, this is a risk. I honestly don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can't see the next 10 years. Like, I have no clue what happens next. Although it feels to me like he has to, that would indicate that it does work.
Well, no, because he knows that after 10 years, there's tragedy.
But he knows what the tragedy is. He knows what happens.
Does he know?
He knows it's only those 10 years he can't see.
Yeah.
So he doesn't know what happens in those 10 years. And he knows things about, like, the family.
He knows they have kids, yeah.
But he knows that because he saw them.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. He doesn't know. He knows a little bit.
He just has, like, this gap of 10 years where it's just nothing's there.
Yeah.
And then he's waking up on the floor.
He has one flash when he kills that 7th Cavalry guy.
Yeah.
That's the one flash that he has, because he's able to remember that while he's talking to Angela at the end.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, that's right. I did do that, didn't I? And
he also, in the bar at this point, is he makes an egg.
He makes an egg.
And she puts it into a beer, and he drinks it, which is an Irish breakfast. So that's the name of the drink. That's the name of the drink.
Irish. He talks about the chicken and the egg as part of this. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Here's the deal. I think I know the answer to the chicken and the egg.
I definitely know the answer.
What's your answer?
The egg came first.
No, the egg did not come first.
It most certainly did.
It did not.
There were dinosaurs before there were chickens, and dinosaurs laid eggs.
But, like, in terms of the chicken itself, though, there were dinosaurs. There were dinosaurs before there were eggs.
Yes. But the question is the chicken or the egg. The egg comes first.
So you're saying that because the chicken evolves to the dinosaur, that means it thus hatches out of the egg. That's actually interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I'm actually going to go there with you. I was going to say the chicken comes first because an evolved dinosaur, something jumped the line from dinosaur to chicken at some point, and that was the first chicken. And so then that was what it came out of a dinosaur egg, but it laid a chicken egg. Was my argument. I saw somebody did a drawing of a T-Rex, like a fat bird, because the birds aren't really fat. Those fat little fuzzy birds that you'll see sometimes, they're just got a lot of big feathers. They just drew a T-Rex like that, and it was really upsetting. Like, it was like legitimately fucking upsetting.
I do greatly appreciate that the Jurassic Park movies were just like, no, fuck that. We're just not doing feathers.
The thing is that movie came out right as the science was sort of evolving on it.
Yeah.
And so they were like, you know what? No, let's just fucking do the dinosaurs. And then the ones now are definitely making a choice. They're making 100% a choice.
Yeah, that's what I'm not talking about, like, the first one. But I'm talking about, like, later ones where they were like, no, we're just not doing feathers because it just does not look cool.
Yeah, no, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all. So where were we? Let me find my notes. Oh yeah, so he creates the egg, and he's like, he says to her, I could put my power in an organic thing like an egg, and it's whoever eats it could get my powers, which is him setting up the last episode. Yeah. But the thing is, what's really interesting about Dr. Manhattan is that he's a character who knows that he needs to set up the last episode. Because he says that later. He's like, she's like, get off the fucking pool. And he goes, I have to be on the pool. It's important for you to see me on the pool. Yeah. And it's because next episode, we got to end with her walking on the water. So, like, it's like kind of funny. He's a character who, like, they don't break the fourth wall, but it comes real close because he does feel like, even more than in the comic, a character who's aware that he's in a story. Like this time.
I mean, he definitely breaks the fourth wall.
Does he?
Yeah, all the time he's breaking it.
When?
By knowing what's happening,
that's not breaking the fourth wall. Fourth wall's talking to us. That's for breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah, I guess it is. All right, yeah.
That's the breaking the fourth wall is talking to us, recognizing that he's in a thing that's a creation.
Did you read the Batman Deadpool issue, Grant Morrison?
Yes,
it was very good.
It's very good. It's very, very good. And I thought Grant Morrison did a really, really good job. And I like the idea that this crossover happens because the respective eternities of the different universes have a one-night stand. I think that's like fucking amazing. That's like so good.
I like that he recreates the Buddy Barker, oh my God, I can see you, with Deadpool as a joke. I was like, that's very funny.
Yeah, and then he kills himself too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kills Grant Morrison. So pretty good. Anyway, so we are now waking him up in the present day. And he's kind of confused. He's like in a daze a little bit. And he kind of wakes up and begins trying to figure things out. And he remembers the White Knight a little bit. And then he teleports away out of the house, and the kids start yelling, Daddy. And she runs upstairs. It's okay, girls. It's okay.
One thing that's really weird, when he first wakes up and he's all dazed and whatnot, and they're in the kitchen, he's CGI.
Yeah, that makes sense. He's not really CGI. They just CGI over him because he's glowing.
It looks really bad.
No, he's just glowing. He's just they put a glow filter over him. He's not made of CGI.
But other times when he's glowing, it doesn't look that bad. Like here, it looks like really weird and off. I was like, why would they CGI him when they can just paint him, which is what they do throughout most of it?
Because he's glowing. That's why.
But the rest of it,
when is he glowing? He's
glowing.
One of the points he glowing.
Whenever he uses his powers, he starts to glow.
There's a glow. There's not, but we often don't see him glowing. Like when he makes the egg, we don't see his hands glow. His hands don't glow.
No. But I'm saying, like, from this point on, when they're in the house and whatnot, like when he is walking in the water, he's glowing.
Oh, it's probably because they're outside at night, so the lighting is different, so it doesn't look as weird.
Yeah,
it's a lighting thing.
Real weird.
And also, he has straight up comic book eyes there.
Yes.
Where he has the white eyes.
Whenever he uses his powers, he has white eyes. Yeah.
But he has the black mascara around his eyes. He's got straight comic book eyes, not just white eyes, but the mascara around his eyes. But he's not CGI. It's just there is CGI on him because he's glowing. But that is the actor. She runs upstairs, tell the girls it's okay, and they go, "There's a glowing man walking on the pool," and Topher's like, "That looks like Cal," and Angela's like, "That is Cal," and he waves at the kids and they teleport away, and she's really fucking mad about this.
I like that they teleport away. She goes, "That motherfucker."
Yeah,
that made me laugh really hard.
And she goes downstairs. He's walking on the pool. She's like, "Get the fuck off the pool." And he's like, You have to see me on the pool. It's important." And she's like, "I've seen it. Get the fuck off the pool now." And she's like, "Where'd you send my kids?" I sent your kids to your grandfather. She's like, "What, are you fucking kidding me?" He's like, "No, he's over at the theater and he's expecting them. So don't worry, everything's okay." And then we cut back 10 years earlier after Adrian told Dr. Manhattan, "If you have any last things to get in order before we put this shit in your head, do it now." And he teleported himself to New York, and he finds Will Reeve, who's living in Nelson Gardner's mansion.
Yeah.
Boy, that's a fucking sentence and a half, huh?
It's a lot.
But it's like a lot going on in that one sentence.
Yeah.
And Will doesn't believe Dr. Manhattan, but basically he just walks through the doors and then convinces him. And so... basically, first Will thinks that Dr. Manhattan wants him to put on a mask again. He goes, "No, I'm here about Angela." And he goes, "I don't know who Angela is." He goes, "Well, she's your granddaughter." And basically, he's like, "I want the optimal outcome here. So we're forming an alliance. We're doing a team up here. And your son had a daughter, and I met your daughter in Vietnam." And Will's like, "Well, what the fuck do you want with me? You're God." And he's like, well, Angela really wants you in her life. And in fact, she really wants a family. She keeps denying it, but I can tell that she actually does want one. And so in the present, Angela's like, well, are you talking to my grandfather right now 10 years ago? He's like, yeah. She goes, well, ask him how he knows that Judd was part of Cyclops, and how did you know that he had a KKK robe in his closet? So Dr. Manhattan says, like, well, how did you know Joe was part of Cyclops, and how did you know he had a KKK robe in his closet? And Will thinks, and he goes, I have no idea who Judd is.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And then Angela's like, fuck, I just made all of this happen right now. And I love that. So I love a grandfather paradox every fucking time. I love a grandfather paradox. And so that's a really good grandfather paradox, because she's not, this isn't like one of those ones you go back in time and do a thing. She's not even thinking about it, because she's not thinking of time travel.
Yeah,
because
no, she's not pulling a Bill and Ted.
Yeah. It's just such a great bit. And Dr. Manhattan's like, well, is it a bad thing that Judd's dead? And she goes, well, I mean, that's the guy who kills him. So, like, I made that all happen. And then he goes into the kitchen and makes waffles. And
he says, I'm hungry. Yes. He goes in the kitchen, which I guess Dr. Manhattan gets hungry.
He doesn't, though.
He says he's hungry.
He has the need to make food, but that's because he's going to have to create the egg that's going to have his power in it. That's what he's doing here. That's what the whole thing with the eggs is. And she's like, got to go. 7th Cavalry's coming. He goes, oh, they're already here. They've been here the whole time. And they've got a tachyonic cannon that they're going to use to teleport me away, and then they're going to destroy me. And she's like, well, why don't we fucking stop them? He goes, we can't. Nothing we can do can stop this. So she goes to put on her costume. She's like, I will fucking stop this. She goes, you wait here. I'm going to take care of this. And that's when he falls in love with her. He goes, this is it. He goes, you know that you can't save me, but you're going to do it anyway. And that's why I'm in love with you. And she goes, oh, now you're in love with me? He goes, I've always been in love with you. And she's like, oh, I fucking hate you so much. And we end up with a gunfight. And she does pretty well, but she's outnumbered pretty badly. And things are looking very dark for her.
She traps herself, which was a poor choice.
Well, she thought she was going to drive into the
thing
cannon. Yeah. She wanted to destroy the cannon. I think she's kind of willing to die to destroy the cannon, basically. That's like her whole deal, man. Like she's like a real superhero in that way. You know what I mean? Like, that's her first thought is like, how can I protect? How can I do the thing? How can I stop the bad guy? And we see Dr. Manhattan standing inside the house and listening to the gunshots. And then as she's about to get killed by a guy, this guy's head blows up. And then there is Dr. Manhattan. The music swells and he kills all these guys, including the guy that's running the cannon. And she's like, we won. You were wrong. We did it. And he goes, nope, I was not wrong. And there's one guy left, and he shoots the cannon at John. And John, it hurts him real bad.
That's in a big scream.
And back in 2009, he's talking to her, tells her his first name, but he won't tell her what happens at the end. She goes, so I'm not going to get serious with somebody when I know it's going to end in tragedy. And
he says all relationships
end in tragedy. Yeah. And she's like, well, you got a point there. And then I missed the Adrian stuff.
What do you mean?
My show cut to credits right after
it's
that.
Post credits.
Oh fuck! Really?
Yeah, there's a post credit sequence.
Will you tell us about it?
Post credit sequence starts with all the Crookshanks and Phillips going up to Adrian and saying something. I can't remember. Do you repent or something like that? And he keeps saying no, and then they keep pushing tomatoes into his face. And then it cuts to him in a cell, and the game master comes in and cleans out his shit bucket. And the game warden or master, whatever he's called, explains that he's the first Phillips, and he was there. He watched John create everything. And so he's been watching all of this happen, and that's why he takes care of it, and yada yada yada, because he's seen the genius of God. And Adrian's like, this sucks, because I thought you all were going to worship me, but you're still all into this blue bastard. I think he calls him Big Blue or something. And then he brings in the game master brings in the anniversary cake. I believe it had 6 candles on it, but I'm not 100% sure. And Adrian blows out the candle. The game master leaves. Adrian blows out the candles on the cake, and then he notices a piece of metal sticking out of it. And he pulls out the metal, and it's a horseshoe, and he starts laughing hysterically and starts digging into the ground. And that's the end.
Do you know what I really like about this is that I think like in the second episode, we see that the horseshoe's in the cake, and he goes, no, I don't need this yet. And every piece of this is just a fucking game that Adrian is doing to keep himself from being bored. Like every single piece of this, he could do whatever he wants at any time. But like, it's just too boring for him. And so he has created this elaborate fucking thing, partially because I think he knows that it's going to take time for his message to get back to Earth and then a ship to come get him. That he has to figure out how to fucking spend his time. And he goes, let me do this. Like, let me do this fun Count of Monte Cristo storyline for myself. Yeah. It's kind of amazing, actually.
It's great.
It's kind of
great. Yeah.
What'd you think of this episode?
It's not as good as I remembered it being. I remember watching it originally and being like, this is like amazing. This is great Dr. Manhattan character work and stuff, like digging into the character. Watching it this time, not as much. There were some things I'm like, that doesn't really connect. I don't know why you would change that about his story and things like that. That kind of set off with me. You know? But overall, I mean, it's well done. The acting's great. The writing, I think, is very solid. It's just, I don't know. There's a part of me that feels like they were like, oh, we said in the last episode there's only 1 hour before everything ends. So how are we going to do 2 more episodes? And they're like, well, what if we did one that's all like flashback?
But that's the structure of Watchmen, though. So I'm okay with that. That's not. But
it's just like it feels like. When I say that, what I mean is it feels like they just didn't have this one as well thought out.
Oh, I disagree. I think this one's really well thought out. I think
it's well thought out, but I mean, like as you said, like there are things in it that just don't connect well.
Well, I think there's stuff that they
too prequely.
Yeah, I think there's like a couple of things they whiffed, but I think that's not because it's necessarily bad. It's just they just didn't execute it. They just didn't execute the stuff. So I don't think it's like something they didn't have thought out. They knew that they wanted to do this. And I think that the structure of the season is perfect. I think that, like in the comic, there's a lot of flashback stuff, and there's the entire issues that are basically structured around flashbacks, and that makes a lot of sense. And this is the flashback that we've all been waiting for, and we still have more flashbacks next episode, by the way.
Yeah.
Because haven't gotten Lady True's flashback, right? So like, I have no problem with that. I just think they just whiffed a couple of moments that I think in a regular show I would have been like, yeah, whatever. But this show is so perfect that when they whiff a scene, I'm like, oh man, like
stands out.
That's a weird feeling in Watchmen. Like, wow, they kind of didn't get that right. So that's sort of my thing. I think it's great. It's very funny as I was watching it. I didn't remember as much about the structure of this one, and so at the end when it gets back to her waking up John and saying, baby, we're in a lot of fucking trouble, I was like, they're not going to end 2 episodes in a row like this, are they? That's kind of bodacious if they do. But no, there's still 20 minutes left. But I was like, wow, that'd be wild if they ended 2 episodes in a row with the exact same cliffhanger.
Boy, that'd be a real peacemaker.
Anyway, next week we got the finale, the series finale of Watchmen.
We do.
And it is a series finale. I mean, they could always come back again, but like that, this is a full story after next week, and they never did a season 2, and it's been 6 years. Again, anything's possible.
Lindelof said he did not want to do a season 2.
Yeah, he didn't want to do a season 2, but he doesn't own it.
No.
So he did leave the ending of season 1 in a way that somebody could pick up on. Like he was good. He didn't like destroy the earth or something like that. He was like, it ends on a note where it's like people can be excited to find out what
happens next. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be next week. Boy, we went very long today, so I'm just going to wrap it up quickly. We'll be back again next week. We'll see you again. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe. May you be well. And we will see you across the Omniverse.